the worst movie podcast ever recorded. And today we're flying through the air. We're not talking about the first passenger or the 56th passenger. We're talking about passenger 57. Let's go! You can also bet on red. It's actually an equal chance to win as black, just in case you didn't know that.
You know,
A little less than 50%.
What's that?
I was just going to say, this movie would have been 10 times more awesome if it was called Passenger 69.
Believe it or not, it's out there.
I'm sure if those of you that are interested in such things can go ahead and seek that out. But this is Passenger 57 starring Wesley Snipes.
Passenger 18 is out there as well.
What's Passenger 18?
Passenger barely 18.
Oh, okay. Oh, jeez. Thank you guys for listening. If it's your first time ever tuning in to BMR, we got the Manimal Bob Hauser.
Bleach Demons, here we come.
That's right. And for the first time, I feel like a while, because I know you had to miss last month because of a scheduling snafu. So it's been like 8 weeks or something like that.
I keep getting canceled.
Mel Vandy is back in BMR studio. Welcome back, Mel.
Hi.
And the doctor, Ryan Madela, is here as well. Welcome back in, man. First time since The Villain.
Yeah.
Was the last time you were in here.
How's it going, guys?
Oh, dude, I'm so pumped for not just this movie, but this panel together. I feel the energy in the room. And the last time we talked about a Wesley Snipes movie was Demolition Man.
Yeah, it was well over a year ago, and we got slammed.
We got in so much trouble.
How dare four white mayonnaise eaters talk about a black man's movie?
That's right. We said that it was the best movie that Wesley Snipes has ever done. And the internet ate us for breakfast.
They didn't eat us.
So, well, they tried to.
Yeah.
They spit us out because Bob tastes horrible.
I do.
They hate us because they ain't us?
No, ain't.
Oh.
Ain't us.
Oh.
It's probably the anus, too.
No. All right, let's get into the vitals here so you guys know what we're talking about, and then we're going to jump straight into the plot. The movie was directed by Kevin Hooks. Pretty much known for just mostly doing television stuff. The movie was written by, here's a name that's been mentioned before on the show, Stuart Raffel, who he's the writer on this, but he directed Ice Pirates.
Oh,
okay.
What a great movie that was.
So he's back again for the first time since then. And then we got Dan Gordon as a writer on this. There's 3 writers. Stuart Raffel, Dan Gordon. Dan Gordon wrote Wyatt Earp, the Kevin Costner movie, and The Hurricane, starring Denzel Washington. Okay. And then we got David Lowery, who wrote another Wesley Snipes movie, Money Train. I don't know if you guys have ever seen Money Train. That was him re-teaming with Woody Harrelson.
Wasn't bad.
Then the Kiefer Sutherland, Charlie Sheen, Three Musketeers movie.
Oh.
Is he also, which I've also never seen before.
That's pretty good.
But
I like that one.
You got to check that one out.
It's not French, but it's okay.
No. The only one I remember was the Man in the Iron Mask with Gabriel Byrne and Gerard Depardieu. And I don't remember who else was in that movie.
Was
Jeremy
Leonardo
Irons.
DiCaprio?
Oh, that's right, Jeremy Irons. That's in Leo DiCaprio. Thank you, guys. The movie stars Wesley Snipes, as we said, Bruce Payne, Tom Sizemore, and Elizabeth Hurley, along with a few other people. The movie, though, almost didn't star Wesley Snipes.
No, he was like 6th in line.
Dude, every big action star got offered this movie.
Even Mr. Trashcan himself.
Steven Seagal.
Yes.
Got offered
And he
this
turned
one.
it down.
Arnold was offered the movie.
Yep.
Stallone was offered the movie.
Yep.
All the action guys of the early 90s.
Eastwood was offered it, too.
Eastwood was the original.
It was for Clint Eastwood?
Yeah.
Yes.
What? I know what you're thinking. If you ever play roulette, always bet on black. That wouldn't make any sense.
This 44 Magnum would have blown a hole through the whole airplane and the movie would have been over.
I prefer to vote or play green. The 2 zeros. I play one on the line and then 2, 16, 21, 24, 35,
See, it just
and
doesn't
26.
doesn't have the same ring to it.
No.
The steward has put
But
a
I've
lot
never
of sugar
lost.
in my coffee.
That's right. That's what. The squinting.
Yeah.
That would have been great. The movie, though, ended up in Wesley Snipes' lap, who hadn't really done a big action, hadn't certainly starred in a big action movie yet up to this point. And so this was his chance to show people that he could do it. He was a martial artist. He had the legit moves, which we would see a year later. Right? This was 92.
Yeah.
93 was Demolition Man, where we would show off some more of that stuff. But yes, and then some other guys like Bruce Greenwood are in this movie. I love Bruce Greenwood whenever he shows up. And Ernie Lively, he's just one of those guys that's just like in everything. The budget for this movie was $15 million. They spent it all on the airplane. And the box office was $66 million. That's a huge return for a $15 million budget.
It's pretty good.
Successful.
Yeah. Successful. So Snipes,
It's like Bummerman territory.
maybe minus 7 zeros off of that, and then we're getting
The
back
ratio.
there. Yeah. The movie is currently sitting at a 5.9 on IMDb, which is 59th on our. Did my voice just suddenly sound weird?
Yeah.
Because my whole nose just filled up like in an instant. Sorry.
Ouch.
I'm good. I'm sorry, everybody. That just came out of nowhere.
I like this angle for the additional content for our uncut episode here.
They get to listen to you blow my nose.
Yeah.
And watch you blow your nose too.
You're welcome, America. All right. That's why you guys pay the big
Only
bucks.
the best for the patrons.
Other movies that had a 5.9 that we talked about were The Wraith and Deep Blue Sea and a slew of others. So whether it belongs there or not, it's anybody's guess. Here's the critics' numbers. 30% on Rotten Tomatoes.
No surprise.
38% audience score. So the audience and the critics are pretty close to each other.
That's really close.
Yeah. And both pretty low, too, as well. So we'll see. Who was a first timer on Passenger 57?
I was.
You were? Okay, so this is your first time ever seeing it. I remember seeing it like back in the 90s, and this was my first time since then. It wasn't one I like ever rewatched. So I remembered almost nothing. I felt like I was going in brand new. What was it in your rotation? Did you watch it?
Oh, yeah, it was in my rotation.
So you've seen this a lot.
Yeah.
And you own it.
I do own it.
I own it now too. Actually bought it for $10.
Yeah.
When
I didn't watch the DVD. I actually rented it off of Amazon.
So you own the DVD and you were too lazy to pull it off the shelf?
Absolutely. I didn't know where it was.
You don't alphabetize?
No, I usually do actor.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You don't have a lot of Snipes movies, so they don't stand.
I do have a lot of Snipes movies, actually. I do.
Oh, all right.
Is that okay? Am
I'm
I
trying
allowed
to
have
like
Snipes movie?
give you an out here to say why you weren't able to find the thing. But
No, I usually sometimes when I throw a DVD in, because I had this issue with Demolition Man, I threw the DVD in and it looked horrendous. Super bad.
now the TVs are better, and so the DVDs look like crap.
Right.
Right.
So unless you like
a Blu-ray.
yeah. So I was just like, crap. My DVDs are practically no good.
I hear you. Some of them still look okay, but
Yeah,
not
some
all
of them do, but
Yeah.
for some reason I was like, I've been through this before. I don't want to do it again.
I got an old tube TV in the basement if you want it. So
Ooh,
you can
there you
enjoy
go.
your DVDs.
Dude, I would love you.
Blow it on the CRTV.
Yours.
Let's go.
Absolutely.
It's a 32-inch even.
And maybe there's people
Absolutely.
out there
Sign me
that
up.
are listening to us on an old jam box or a pair of Bose headphones with the anti-skip. Remember those things?
Yeah.
iPod Shuffle.
Let's go. If you're listening to us on an iPod Shuffle right now, you're awesome. Thank you for listening. And if there's other ways that you're like, hey, well, how do I get more BMR? You can do that by joining our Patreon. It's the foundation of the show that we've been able to build here, and it allows us to keep doing all the content that we do and even more content. And so if you want to listen to some of our other shows that we only do on the Patreon, sign up. It's as little as $3 a month. Patreon.com/badmoviesrule. All that is in the show notes. If you want to reach out to the show directly for one of our mailbag episodes, it's thisshowis@gmail.com, or you can call the show at 262-757-8567, and we will get back to you on those as well. All right.
Should probably save that number.
It's time to pay the bills. You guys ready to dive into the plot of Passenger 57?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Plot?
fly into it, I guess. I don't know. Take off. You guys ready to taxi out onto the runway and take off into this movie?
Yeah, absolutely.
This was a short movie.
This was a very well edited, fast paced, no garbage fat left on the editing floor movie.
That's right.
They
That's
didn't-
right, dude.
This editor was awesome.
We randomly paused it. I ended up having to watch this movie with Madeline.
Had to.
Had
Forced.
to. I was forced to watch it with him.
Why?
Gunpoint.
And at one point, he had to go to the bathroom for like the 7th time. This dude, no one pees more than Ryan Madeline.
That's accurate.
And we paused it, and I was like, holy crap, there's only how much left in this movie? How long? It's an hour and 22 minutes.
Yeah.
We had like 30 minutes left, and it was only 40 some minutes into it.
I was like, let's go. I loved it.
Yeah.
Because we have to watch so many movies. Now I get to the point where if there's an 80-minute movie, I'm thrilled.
Yeah.
right? I thought that was perfect.
No movie should ever break 90 minutes.
Was anyone here going, oh, I wish it's been 10 minutes longer?
No.
No, of course not.
It was fast and to the point.
Right. Just like Wesley Snipes' career.
He has a great career.
That's what I'm saying. But
Yeah.
it was fast and to the point.
Jumped into it.
That's what I'm saying.
We had to wait 30 years to get the team up with him and Eddie Murphy, though. So.
I know. That took too long.
Dolomite and Coming to America.
I saw the Dolomite movie. I never saw the sequel, The Coming to America.
It's
Is it okay?
decent. It's all right.
I'm a little
It
worried.
was nostalgia. Nostalgia-rific.
I know we're supposed to jump into 57. We're going to do that right now, but I got to ask you one question. I'm worried about the Beverly Hills movie.
I'm not.
4. You think it's going to be good?
You know what? It's going to be good.
It's going to be good.
You think so?
Yes.
Jerry Bruckheimer produced it. Same people, except for a different director, obviously.
Some of Eddie's follow-up movies here haven't been great.
You're right.
He is looking old, though. Like really old.
But I have faith in him.
He didn't want to do it unless the script was perfect.
Okay. So that must mean it's a good script.
And Jerry Bruckheimer's involved. But Jerry Bruckheimer was not involved in 3.
And his two guys, Judge Reinhold,
Yeah. And John Ashton.
John Ashton, are both back.
And you got Kevin Bacon, which we all know, wink, wink, who Kevin Bacon plays. Come on.
Yeah,
It's very obvious.
Obviously. Right. Okay, fine. All right. Well, then I'll have faith. And I will
I'm excited.
go into there with some optimism because I saw another trailer today and I was like, oh, God, I don't know. I hope it's good. I even like Beverly Hills Cop 3, and nobody likes that.
I
was
like
good.
3. I liked all 3 of them.
Yeah.
I mean, 3 got trashed.
3 was good.
Have you seen any of them?
No.
All right.
What?
Why?
All right.
How?
Why are you the way that you are? Okay.
Because isn't he like 15 years younger?
What is your favorite movie of all time? Is it Twilight?
No.
Bambi?
No.
Power Rangers?
Can we get back to Fly
Yes,
Hard
let's
here?
talk about this here. Fly Hard. Yes. So the movie
Fly Hard.
movie opened. It's the theme from Fly Hard. You're watching Fly Hard. I wish that.
Passenger 69, Fly Hard. Missing opportunities here.
Here we are, big time opportunities. All right, so the credits open and it's like the X-ray machine, and it went on for a long time. I remember turning around and going, "Is this how boring it is to be a TSA agent?" And you just have to sit here and stare at this screen going across with everybody's underwear being X-rayed and stuff as they come through on their carry-ons.
But they
Then-
find the adult implements.
Then a photo goes across, and James is like, he would not be going through the X-ray
I forgot it was a photo, and they zoomed in on his face. I'm like, why is he inside the machine?
He was so mad.
He just scanned himself. He's like laid down on the conveyor belt. It's okay. There will be no X-ray.
Did you see the creepy eyes, though?
Yes.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool.
He had creepy
He
negative.
definitely had creepy eyes.
Negative images of people are creepy in general.
Well, that's why we don't like negative Nancy's.
You're right. All right. The movie opens in a doctor's office, a plastic surgeon's office. And was it Thomas Rain? I think was
Charles.
the,
Yeah,
Charles.
Charles
Rain.
Rain.
His
Charles Rain.
actor's name is Thomas, I think.
Bruce Payne is the actor's name.
Bruce Payne. Where did I get Thomas from then? Bruce Payne, Charles Rain. Mm-hmm. Okay. Rain is sitting on an operating chair, and he is going to be operated on by a plastic surgeon. And the guy wants to give him some anesthesia. This is our introduction to him. And he grabs the guy's hand, and he says, "No anesthesia. Well, I have to give you something for the pain."
There will be no pain.
Like, that Dalton did it better. I felt like pain don't hurt better than there will be no pain, because there 100% will be pain.
Well, yeah. You're having
yeah.
your face removed.
Right. Remember what happened to Nick Cage?
Yeah. You took my face off.
Face.
Nose. It's coming off.
It's beautiful. Oh.
Beautiful. Bravo. Effing. Oh.
He looked like minced sausage. Don't tell me there wouldn't be any pain. But we never get to the point where they cut his face off, because a SWAT team pulls up to a plastic surgeon's office.
Yeah.
They all hop out. Hut, 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 hut. I hear he's inside in the doctor's office.
Greatest mullets ever.
All of them.
All of them had great Jew mullets.
A row of mullets.
Why did they have like Mac 10s and Uzis and stuff?
I love when people carry the Mac 10s with the little handle in the front, and they got to hold it really close because the handles are so close together. And it looks like they're just running in with like little baby guns.
Like the Uzis?
Yes.
Like the Uzis 10 times smaller than the guys holding it.
World's worst SWAT team.
I know.
The SWAT vans even were like, you could tell they just put a magnet over it that said SWAT.
Oh, yes.
It was just like they rented the van for the
I saw a SWAT van a couple weeks ago.
How did
Really?
Okay.
And it's kind of neat because they had like a little Ameritech or AT&T little magnet that they could slap on the door.
Nice.
Just saying.
All right.
Nice.
Why is
allegedly? I didn't really. No, I didn't just give anything away.
Why is he in a legitimate plastic surgeon's office and booking an appointment under his actual name? Just a question. Because why would the SWAT team just show up and just be like, I hear he's here at the doctor's office. He made an appointment, and because there's no freaking internet yet at this point.
Yeah.
Think about it, James. It's easy.
How?
I had to have it covered by insurance. Think if he was paying out of pocket or a deductible,
He 100%.
it would have been ridiculous.
He would have. He 100%. You think he has a health plan as a terrorist?
Absolutely.
He has to be paying out of pocket.
No, he's definitely on a PPO.
He should be paying cash in an alley somewhere, like the Joker did in the original Batman, right? Where's the guy in the basement with the dirty implements changing his face? That's what this guy should be doing. Not in a high rise in Beverly Hills under his actual name.
Did you see any scars from the last time?
No.
That's right. That's why he was there.
Okay.
Or Minority Report, that doctor.
Yes. That guy with the Peter Stormare, where he leaves the rotten sandwich and the rotten milk in the fridge for him.
Yeah, and
that's
sneeze in his hand.
That's the kind of guy he should be seeing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Not this legit guy. Anyway, Broke jumps up when the SWAT team busts in and kills the doctor for no reason.
Well, he asks him what time it is. Like he knows exactly when SWAT's going to show up.
Is that why he asked him? Because it made no sense to me.
Yes, because he was looking at the clock and they wanted to get him under the gas so that when the SWAT team showed up, they could just arrest him.
So the doctor was in on it?
Doctor was in on it.
So he looks up and he's like, oh, man, I really want to get my face surgery done at 1:30, but the SWAT team's going to be here at 2, and I'm not sure I can fit it in. So like, just none of this makes any sense.
That or he had a tea time.
Okay. Bro kills the doctor, slits his throat for no reason, runs through the place, never getting shot. There's a SWAT team running after him. He's knocking over nurses and
That's
freaking just karateing dudes out of the way.
dives out of a window,
Out of 5 stories.
lands on a picnic table with an umbrella, ruins some poor old lady's meal.
He lands on the corner of the picnic table.
Have you tried the fish tacos before?
Wham! F your fish tacos.
Dude, barely caught the corner of a table umbrella. It wasn't like an awning like you see like a trope in a movie, right?
Yeah.
Where they bounce off an awning or go through an awning.
Aim for the bushes.
Something, aim for the bushes. And the other guys. He barely catches the corner of a table umbrella. There ain't no way that's doing anything to stop you.
It might. I don't know. He had beautiful hair.
He did. Parachuted down with his giant blonde mullet.
He had a delay there.
He did.
So it was kryptonite for the SWAT team because there's one thing a police officer cannot like turn down as nurses.
That's why they couldn't catch up to him.
They were stuck.
They're like,
Kept
oh, hey,
stopping. Hey,
like
what's
kryptonite.
going on?
what's up? I'm going to get off here in about 5 minutes. As soon as we bag this guy, you know.
What time's your
What
shift
time you
over?
off? Do you like what you see? That's what,
Do you like Steak and Shake? Or
meet me at Steak and Shake.
Famous Fred's?
Oh, crap, he jumped out a window.
Sparky jumped out a window.
Sparky.
Ah, damn it. I'm all right.
Get down there. We cut to see Wesley Snipes inside of an airplane, and I thought he was the good guy in this movie, so it confused me for a second because he starts to take a stewardess hostage, okay? And he takes a stewardess hostage and ends up getting kicked in the shin, and then the passengers grab the gun, and it turns out it's a fake training scenario where he is teaching these stewardesses, flight attendants, how to survive a hijacking, essentially. But he corrects her, like, what you did is stupid, you're going to get somebody killed. And she talks mad crap to him like he's a peon, and he's literally just there to do a job and to teach her how to do this. And she's all like, what the frick do you know? Anyway, this whole thing's stupid.
She showed him.
Yeah.
I forgot they casted Michael Jackson as a stewardess. Sorry.
I
had another idea, but that fits. Sorry. Did you have something to add?
I was going to plant my flag on a certain award here, but I'm not.
Well, we'll talk
But
about
we can
that
wait later.
As he leaves and storms out of there, Tom Sizemore, who like works for the airline,
Let's talk about Tom Sizemore that's not playing a bad guy.
it's amazing. He's almost always a bad guy. You know
Yeah.
what though? Saving Private Ryan.
That was Tom Sizemore before he had his downhill phase in life. That was awesome, Tom Sizemore.
No, I thought he was great.
R.I.P. Tom Sizemore.
Yes, absolutely.
Tom Sizemore is awesome. I wasn't knocking. I was just saying, like, wow.
No, it's surprising he was a good guy.
Yeah. I would like to see a more good guy like that. He was a good guy in Lockup with Stallone.
And Lockup with Stallone.
He was awesome in
Well,
that.
he double crossed him, but
He
then
made up for it,
But then
yeah.
made up for it, right?
Yeah,
Right.
he electrocuted that bad. That was
yes,
awesome.
I
The
do.
guard.
Right, he's got the wire. Yeah.
He
Oh, yes,
electrocutes
I do.
the guard.
Yes.
Great scene.
Good stuff, dude. And he's also a good guy in Saving Private Ryan with Tom Hanks.
He's actually not quite a bad guy in Heat because he was trying to protect the girl.
Kind of, yeah.
He was like an anti. Like he was kind of like, I'm just here to rob, but I'm not here to hurt innocent people.
I feel like there's not enough love out there and respect for Tom Sizemore's career. I think he kind of came and went, and people just like brushed him off as an addict, and they're like, whatever with that guy, because he was making some pretty crummy movies at the end of his career to pay the bills. But dude was a hell of an actor.
Dude was in a lot of big movies.
And so respect to Tom Sizemore.
Absolutely.
And I was happy to see him in this movie. So Tom Sizemore follows Wesley Snipes around as he's walking through, basically trying to get him a job, right? He's like, come on, man, you're the best. You're awesome. Everybody knows you're the best. I'm like, the best what? They never say what he does or who he is.
So they kind of alluded to it, but he was the best cop that became, or military that became cop, that became Secret Service.
But when did they ever say he was a cop?
They didn't really say it, but it was implied.
Right. Well, the flashback.
Well, okay, we'll get to that in a second. But yeah, I have questions about that too. But he's basically just a guy teaching janitors and security guards and stewardesses how to fight and stuff. It's like, doesn't seem like a very glamorous job for someone that's the best.
Well, and even his teaching instruction to the stewardesses was don't fight.
Yeah, it was like, don't do anything.
Just do exactly what they say.
Could you imagine if Steven Seagal was doing that scene and he was teaching the class?
How would that have gone?
Not very well, because he sucks.
What you fail to understand is if that had actually been a real scenario, I would have murdered all of you before you even blinked.
By the way, my girlfriend's 14.
And my microwave cake is in the galley.
Right.
Sorry for saying that.
It's down there.
That's gross.
But whatever, we get the hint at his backstory here with Snipes, like he hasn't worked since the incident, whatever that is, right? We cut over to the jail, and Rain, who has been arrested, his lawyer is in his cell waiting for him. Okay, not handcuffed, nothing.
Yeah,
just
that makes sense.
In there with his attorney, who he beats the crap out of once he tells him maybe an insanity plea is your best bet here, right? And he just smashes this dude into the table.
Yeah,
and
people always mix up sanity with genius.
No guards are there or anything. Do not ever mention my childhood again. Right? He said something about it's the best of childhood. We can bank on the insanity thing.
Repeat after me.
Repeat after me.
Charles Rain is pretty lame. Charles Rain is pretty lame.
You didn't like Charles Rain?
No.
Oh, come on, Mel.
Oh, man.
He was milk toast at best.
Oh,
I mean, he was milky.
He was. He was smooth.
He was smooth.
But was he milky smooth? I don't know.
He looked like a vanilla cappuccino snow cone.
Oddly specific.
I thought we were going to have to wait for the third act, for some third act dramatic flashback to find about the incident, but literally the next scene, he's
I told
back.
you this editor was on top of it.
Thing. We're not waiting until the third act. We're doing it right now.
Yeah.
In the middle of living room.
Punching bag. Living room karate.
Right.
Living room gym.
Our favorite.
I love the living room gym. That's another cliche I love.
First time since Jeff Speakman. We got some living room karate.
Yes.
From The Perfect Weapon. We're back in some living room karate with Wesley Snipes.
I never have flashbacks when I do it.
No, I'm always just trying to concentrate on what the hell I'm doing.
I usually have chest pain and
who thinks about their life?
Tiredness.
Who thinks about their life in general? Honestly.
No.
I don't flashback about anything ever.
I mean, a time or two when I'm passing one, but and then I go, there's the past in the toilet.
Yep, perfect.
What did I eat?
Right.
Here's the weird thing. I haven't worked since the incident. But the incident was something that happened at a gas station, not even at his job or on a plane or anywhere that he's like, I can't do that job because of the incident.
So if he hasn't worked, how's he paying his bills?
He's teaching flight attendants.
Yeah,
He's got to be making $9 an hour doing that.
Maybe he travels the country teaching. I have no idea what he does.
I don't know. But it just seemed weird that this incident in a gas station was some kind of impetus for not being able to do anything. He's there with his girlfriend Lisa, and she gets taken hostage by a guy who's trying to rob the the store because good guy in a gas station means it's going to get robbed. That's how it works in these movies.
At least the gas station attendant left alive, unlike Steven Seagal movies.
Right. He at least tried to do something, but he ultimately drops his gun down, and the guy shoots the girl anyway. And then he gets blown away trying to run for his car. And that's the incident that, he can't do anything since then. He then decides to take the lunch that Tom Sizemore was trying to get him to take with Bruce Greenwood to hear about this job. And he shows up at the lunch, and his whole interview is talking about how many hijackings there were last year? I don't know what,
245,
whatever. Do you know how many happened on Air Israeli?
0.
Because nobody F's with Israelis.
Right.
You're hired. I was like, what?
The best job interview ever.
It's not like he works for Air Israeli.
Right.
I'm saying.
The Israelis will put somebody with a machine gun right next to you on a flight. They do not F around.
I know that. But, is that what he's suggesting, that they do it like the Israelis
I mean,
do?
it's a strategy.
Because
why not?
the guy all he did is sit down. They didn't even get their appetizer yet. He gives them one fact, and he's like, this guy's pretty smart. You got the job, Wesley Snipes.
They said you were good. I didn't think you were this good.
It was like my interview for this show.
There was an interview process?
People watch movies. They talk about them.
That's right.
Sometimes.
But you know what movie nobody ever talks about? Freddie Got Fingered. And I said, you know what? You're right. You're hired. Oh, my gosh.
You just got to wait till James is out of the studio and just hijack the studio for a day.
Daddy, would you like some sausage?
He goes, we're going to fly you out to this job right now. Guys, the editing was so fast. It seemed like he walked out of the restaurant and into the terminal. That was great. Didn't it?
Yeah.
Airport was at the...
Sizemore followed him out of the lunch, and they're in the airport.
Yeah.
Were they having lunch at the
right
airport?
there.
No.
They might have been.
I mean,
You ever heard of
Does he have a bag packed?
You ever heard of a $100 cheeseburger?
Dude, the ridiculous prices at the airport. I was just flying into California.
Right.
And it was crazy.
There you go.
Crazy. It cuts to him rizzing up this chick at TSA, which is just a metal detector.
It was the 80s or 90s.
Early 90s.
Yeah, there was...
Dude.
They weren't doing cavity searches then.
I don't know if I would say he was rizzing anybody up. He's just standing there like this. And she's like, can I touch you?
You didn't see the Riz dripping?
Just
All he
falling
has to
off of
do
him.
is just be Wesley Snipes.
panties dropped, panties soaked.
That's it.
That's it.
Okay.
It was.
So airport security
pregnant now.
sucked.
Why do you think there's so many hijacks?
The early 90s, I'm sitting there going, give me the job. I know why every airplane's getting hijacked. I thought they were walking into a courtroom. I didn't even realize they were at the airport. He walked through like a metal detector at a middle school.
You don't remember that when people could actually escort you to the gate?
No, Tom
or they could meet you at
Sizemore
the gate?
just walked right over to the
Yeah.
gate with him. It's awesome.
Different time.
Rain, meanwhile, is getting led onto the same flight as Wesley Snipes. Why isn't he chained up?
He was
handcuffed.
on, but
In the front.
He's front cuffed,
Yeah.
regular clothes, not a jumpsuit. His ankles aren't locked, nothing.
Well, that's to not draw attention.
Did not draw. The handcuffed guy in first class isn't going to draw some attention.
They had it covered with a suit coat.
You
or
thought this was okay protocol?
No.
Okay, then why are you defending it?
I'm not defending it. I'm just saying that's the 80s or 90s were a different time.
yeah, put him in bright orange so that way everyone knows who he is.
Well, and everybody on the flight would be a little uncomfortable then.
Fine,
Yeah.
but then the guy can't get up and hijack the plane.
But did you notice that they were talking about how we got to move them quick so that nobody can find out? Well, they
late.
done screwed that one up.
Because the dude, I had even the guy that drives the stairway car on his payroll.
Right. that took some planning.
Just like, bro, that guy went and got a job driving a stairway in an airport.
Blue earring guy was already there.
He knew the guy was already there.
Can I?
Looked like Johnny Depp, discount Aldi version.
I was just gonna say, who's that famous Olympic guy that's now a woman?
Bruce
Jenner?
Bruce. He looked
Or,
like
sorry.
Bruce, yeah, he looked like
Caitlyn
Bruce,
Jenner?
Yeah, Caitlyn Jenner. He looked like Caitlyn Jenner a little bit.
Yeah.
All right.
Not a little bit. It might have been Caitlyn Jenner.
Okay, fair enough.
So this guy is smart enough to get all these people arranged on the plane. All
Stewardess.
Yep, stewardess.
Call my people.
He even got Marty
Nerd
McFly,
guy.
the world's most shortest terrorist on that
Yeah.
plane.
Marty McFly. Yeah, nerd boy.
Nerd boy. That was the nerdiest terrorist I've ever seen in my life. Dude.
Trying to do the snarl.
I know that dude couldn't look intimidating.
No.
If he had the Chuck Norris's M60 for missing in action.
He was the guy, or looked like the guy. Ho ho ho! Now I have a machine gun.
He had like the button-up shirt, kind of open with a pink T-shirt underneath it,
Yeah.
the glasses in the middle part hair. Oh, it was
That's the guy that Schwarzenegger would go, here's some, give you some anchors. Kick him out the freaking building.
He has a couple of acres.
Here's a couple of anchors.
Sorry. Go ahead.
But so he gets all these people on the plane arranged. Wouldn't it have just been easier to hire the pilot
oh yeah.
and just land wherever? And be
Hey,
like,
I know you're supposed to fly here. Just fly here. See you guys.
yeah.
I'm just gonna get off. Then you go back.
Think about it. How hard it is to get like 4 of us together for a show here, and yet they can get these terrorists, like 6 of them.
Dude,
I mean,
it's
incredible.
Crazy. There was a little kid that did try to take out Rain pretty early in the movie, but unfortunately that didn't work.
by the way,
Trash can.
Facebook's listening
Yeah.
because I was getting that clip
Yeah.
of the little kid.
Oh,
for like the last week.
For real.
Yes,
That's weird.
it was coming up in my Facebook Shorts.
What'd you guys think of the 2 FBI agents that was that was guarding?
Oh, yeah. What were they guarding?
Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't care. They were trying to get up. They were booty blinded.
No,
My
Liz,
ex-wife.
yeah, Liz Hurley walks up, which
Yes.
I mean, it's Liz Hurley, so I get it. I think I just found my new ex-wife.
Yeah.
No, you didn't.
No.
No.
But
you can imagine
look like
if I
a
did.
dried up hot,
What's that?
he looked like a dried up hot pocket.
Yeah. With the hairline, the hair plugs.
hairline,
I'm like, bro,
Yeah.
no one knows.
No one's touching that. Golden Girls aren't even doing that.
Liz Hurley, we find out, is actually one of the terrorists.
Oh,
Yeah.
what a shame.
You know?
Because she was all right. She was mellow-proof.
Totally forgot
number one.
about that scene when
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
When she's talking to the little kid and all that stuff.
I'm like, oh no, she's not. I remember.
Yeah. The surprise Tom Sizemore had told him, hey, I got a surprise for you, is that the flight attendant he was just fighting with on the other plane is actually working this flight like later that same day, I'm pretty sure, because he did tell him there was a lunch and it was that same day. So she's now working this flight. So when he gets on there, he tries to tell Mario Van Peebles that he was really like sorry that he messed with her. Okay. I know you said Michael Jackson, but that's who I was thinking.
She was the attractive love interest in this film.
Oh,
She
okay.
was a good looking woman. She just looked like Michael Jackson to me. That's all.
Michael Jackson, Mario Van Peebles. Yeah,
Yeah.
one or the other.
I mean, both of them doable.
Anyway, he tries to tell her that he's sorry about that morning, but she sits an old lady with him that thinks he's Arsenio Hall, and there's supposed to be this bit that I think is supposed to be funny, that this old lady is like, I love it when you do the boo, 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 and all that stuff. He goes to the bathroom to get away from her. This is when it all goes down. Liz Hurley smokes 2 agents in about a second and a half.
Yeah.
Respect. 2 headshots. Pew, pew. Boom. He's getting his handcuffs off, takes control of the plane, goes up to the cockpit, busts in the door, and he goes, who's in charge?
I am.
Bam!
I thought she was a fembot.
Whatever do you mean, Austin?
You know what though? For being 60,
Yeah.
she's still hot.
I'm going to go watch a
Gorgeous.
movie. Yeah, so he busts in. He goes, who's in charge? The one idiot pilot.
I am.
I am. Bang. Who's in charge? What if they had just kept saying, I am?
They should have.
Would have been a shorter film.
Dude, would have been great. It was just like the pilot was the hero. How many times
That's
just
right.
a guy walks in, he goes, who's in charge here? He just pulls out a double barrel and just
Yeah.
blasts him. Movie over.
But does he shoot all 3 pilots? Because he doesn't know how to fly. So if he gets to the 3rd one and he goes, I am, he goes, well, okay, you're not, but I have to keep you alive. Obviously, you're not getting the point. I'm actually in charge.
Let me just. It's a lot less cool when you make me explain the joke.
Right.
You know this movie was missing? George Kennedy as a priest.
Oh, no.
It's like I picked the wrong day of quitting amphetamines.
Snipes is in the John. Okay. He looks
He's
out.
a bitch.
Dude.
He was a bitch in there. Just come check on me, please.
Right, because he's like, I don't like to fly.
I'm not making fun of him like when you go in and get the phone. Like I thought that was pretty clever. I'm making fun of like my light was on.
No, yeah, but was it clever with the phone? We see him in the John. He opens it up. He sees like perm mulleted
Texas tornado.
Carrie Von Erich.
R.I.P. But did they cast Carrie Von Erich in this movie?
And not
The Iron Claw.
Carrie Von Erich is there with his blue shirt, where I'm like, oh, bro, that perm is dripping down his shirt. And he looks and he's like, oh, crap, there's terrorists. Like, here's your John McClane moment, right? Where you've got a second to figure out what's going on. Because it says, of course, fly hard. And there's a phone, but you have to like put a credit card in it. It makes it not seem as cool when you're like, oh, frick, I got my credit card, gets out there, puts that in, grabs the phone, but he keeps peeking out the door. I'm like, leave the freaking door shut in the bathroom.
Well, he's black, so
Yeah.
it looks dark in there.
So he just, and eventually, like in the fifth time he peeks out, right? Carrie Von Erich sees him. And he's like, whoa, what the hell? Like,
Why does that door keep opening?
once you have the phone in the bathroom,
Yeah.
there's no reason to keep peeking. Make the call, right? He's trying to call Tom Sizemore or whatever, and then he ends up when Carrie Von Erich pulls him out. I'm sorry, don't shoot me. He's like acting like he's like Bill Claying him, right?
Yes.
From Die Hard, and he's saying all these things so that Sizemore can hear him on the other end of the phone. But then he just karate slaps this dude.
It's great.
Around in about 4 seconds.
It's awesome.
And the disrespect to swirly perm boy
Yes.
in the toilet. Like,
Yeah.
was that fully necessary?
At least it was blue.
Took his gun. Bro, yeah, it was blue.
I think he deserved it.
You ever used a bathroom at 35,000 feet?
I literally did like days ago.
You notice that there's no water in there?
No, none. And when you flush, it just goes, it's crazy.
Which makes you feel a little funny.
You're supposed to get up before you do that.
I don't ever get up before I do it.
Okay. After all the smacking around and karate chopping perm boy, nobody hears anything. The plane is only so big. Not one bad guy goes, what's going on back there?
Oh.
Right? Nothing.
What was that noise?
It's the Skyrim card. What was that?
Whoa.
Must have been nothing.
Must have been nothing.
Best weapons in all of Skyrim. Yes, it's 3 a.m. I haven't slept in 562 days since you started playing this game.
Someone there?
Guess it was
What was
nothing.
that?
Oh
Must keep henching.
Are you looking to trade?
He finally gets up to the main cabin and he's got perm boy.
Yeah.
At gunpoint, there's a standoff in the main cabin, and this is when Rain grabs Douglas, poor Douglas, and says,
Why did you grab poor nerdy Douglas?
it just,
Guy has the worst shirt on, worst haircut.
even he's like, please don't let me die wearing this shirt. They're gonna bury me in this. I don't want this to
Yeah.
be.
His wife kicked him out on the plane wearing that shirt.
I think you go to heaven wearing whatever clothes you had on when you died.
Oh, I gotta look good then.
So just think about that next time you're putting on your outfit for the day, because today might be the day.
That's true. I don't want to go to. I've been like, I hate pop.
Switching back to boxers.
That's right.
No more thongs.
That's right.
What's interesting is Rain doesn't shoot his own guy
No.
to get through, and because that's a pretty traditional, really evil bad guy.
He
move,
probably doesn't care about perm boy.
is shoot your own guy, right?
Right.
But I was wondering about that. Is like, why don't you just shoot your own guy? Is it like a loyalty thing, or is it just he didn't think of it?
They didn't have that many people, to be honest.
I think it was to prove
fair.
a point.
So he's
Maybe,
ultimately
yeah.
able, I mean, as Douglas is shot, he's able to grab Mario Van Peebles and get her downstairs. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just say MVP. It's easier. He's able to grab MVP and get her downstairs in the elevator. Okay.
Yeah.
Dumbwaiter.
The dumbwaiter.
My question is this: they have 9mm and automatic weapons. They're fine entering anything that has an exit wound.
Yeah.
It's going to hit the plane.
Oh, for
Yeah.
sure. Which should have happened way sooner
This
than it
plane
actually
should have been
does.
split in half. Like,
The tin can.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because they're
Yeah.
like famously not very thick
Yeah.
airplanes.
No.
There's actually not a whole lot between you and the outside.
No. Sheet metal
Yes, pretty much.
and
So-
plastic.
Aluminium.
Aluminum.
Aluminum.
Like
Fun to
literally
say.
what Coke cans are made out of.
Yeah.
Right.
Speaking of Coke, I'm going to go get a Diet Coke.
Okay,
And a
thank you.
blue
Oh, I thought you were gonna say something
And a
about
blue
me.
chew.
You want a Diet Coke?
You can grab me one.
I'll grab you one.
This episode is sponsored by Blue Chew and Diet Coke.
I am trying.
I appreciate that. All right, so they get downstairs into the like luggage kitchen area and
Galley.
and the galley, and Captain Eyebrows is down there, like henching. Like, okay, you're obviously a bad guy. Snipes should have figured that out.
Yeah.
right away. He's down there, and he makes the dumb bad guy mistake of saying Rain's name. What are you guys doing down here? I think we should just do what Mr. Rain says.
Oh, we never said what his name was.
Dun dun dun. Knife fight, right?
Yeah.
Here he comes with the knife, and he's like,
Yes.
It was a
Yes.
pretty cool knife fight.
I thought so.
Thought it was fun.
It's the first time Snipes can show off his stuff.
Well, yeah. I mean, the movies he was in before this was Major League.
Right.
Excuse me, 1 and 2.
Amazing.
Jungle Fever and New Jack City.
Right.
Which is the greatest film he's ever done.
Yes.
I
Yes,
must say.
Dude, I love Jed Nelson.
Yes. Thank you. New Jack City, best Wesley Snipes movie ever. Sorry we ever said
not
anything
Demolition
differently.
Man, not any other
Nope.
film.
Nope. Anyway, Captain Eyebrows gets smacked up, dude.
Yeah.
By Snipes here, and gets put through like the fabric wall that's like cutting off where the luggage is and all that stuff.
I thought he was going to kick him through into executive decision. There's Kurt Russell.
That's the only time I've ever seen that elevator used in a movie.
Yeah.
Was an executive decision.
Yeah.
When Kurt Russell's in the elevator,
That's an
right?
intense scene.
That scene is crazy, dude.
Executive decision is great.
Because Halle Berry's just blocking the window just a little bit, and he can see the guy. Good stuff.
Is that the one where
Yes.
Trash Can himself
Trash
dies
Can
in
himself.
like 5
Yep.
minutes?
Yes.
That's why it's a great movie.
That is an amazing movie.
Only because he wanted to make money from another movie. But yeah, I'm getting ahead of ourselves. Back to
right.
Fly Hard.
So in Fly Hard, this is one of, I can't wait to talk about this. One of, and you as an aviation enthusiast,
Yes.
and someone who has hours in the cockpit,
Yes.
as a flyer of planes,
Yes.
called pilots, I think,
Right.
not plane
you
flyer.
know how you can
You're a plane
tell
flyer, aren't
someone's
you?
You're a John Travolta.
You know how you can tell if somebody's a pilot?
How?
They've already told you.
Yeah, that's. Hey, did you know I'm a pilot?
It's kind of like CrossFit.
I got you.
Or vegans.
Or vegans. No, you beat me by 1 second.
One
By
second.
1 second. All right. So I can't wait to talk about this part specifically with an aviation enthusiast as yourself. He goes, all right, we got to bring the plane down. How are we going to bring the plane down? He's like, I'm going to empty the fuel. Okay. This is the plan.
It's not a bad idea.
Not a bad idea. But here's how it's executed. Pulls one cable. All of a sudden the pilot's like, oh my God.
Takes a giant nosedive.
The plane immediately starts to go down.
Take this plane into a nosedive, Wesley Snipes.
And the guys in the cockpit like, what's going on? The bad guy runs in. Why are we descending? What's going on?
Losing fuel.
We're losing fuel. As if just losing fuel causes the plane to go into a nosedive.
Well, if you unplug one single wire that has nothing to do with anything, that's exactly what happens.
That's exactly. It's like Brian we were watching. Ryan's like, it's not like if you start to lose fuel in your car, you start like, oh my gosh, because every second you're losing fuel as you drive your car.
What's
going on? I'm losing fuel.
So supposedly,
Car.
That low fuel, I would be lying, though.
supposedly he disconnected the avionics,
Yeah.
which is a very intricate system. There's thousands of wires.
Right. It was one wire he pulled.
One wire he pulled, which also was the fuel activated,
And it cuts the way it
fuel dump.
edits. As soon as he pulls it, it cuts to the plane going. Brrr.
And then they lost autopilot. They lost their altitude hold.
Yeah.
They,
Okay.
yeah, no.
Probably not going to happen like that.
The plan is when they get down and land, they're going to jump out the back of this plane.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know how fast you're going on runway when you land, but I know it's pretty fast because they lay on the frickin' brakes and flaps and all that stuff, right? It's just like it's not something you want to be jumping out of a plane on a
John
runway.
McClane can do it.
Let's just say a Cessna, you're landing at about 65 to 75 miles an hour.
Right. And this wasn't a Cessna.
This was not a Cessna.
No, this was one of the big boys. The airplane employees, we cut to a scene where it's Bruce Greenwood and Tom Sizemore, and they're talking, what are we going to do? Well, you got to get on a chopper, and you got to get there before the police do so we can control it. And I'm like, are they cops, or are they just airline employees?
Because they're talking about it like they walk out of the chief's office and they're going through a debrief or something.
Right. They're acting like they're federal agents or something. But I'm pretty sure these guys just work for the airline.
Yeah.
Right?
That's what it seemed.
That's what I was just kind of a weird, that whole dynamic.
It's giving him a whole like breakdown of like, well, this is his history and whatever, like,
Right.
or pain.
Okay. The radio, they radio in the pilots to like a little airport because they need to land because they're losing fuel and they're nosediving, right? And they find this little... and it's this,
all the towns to land in.
Was it like Do Your Sister Louisiana?
I don't know.
This airline controller stepped right out of the farm. He was like, what are y'all landing jumbo jet in my field for?
Right. We're just a poor little country airport. We can't be landing no planes here.
Yeah, man, you can't be putting that there. And then you cut to the next scene. It's a jumbo ass airfield. You're like, oh, okay.
Looks like there's plenty of room to put a plane down here. What are we talking?
I mean, we landed a plane in Las Vegas, so I think we can find room here.
We can't land no planes at this airport.
No, I mean, you can't. I mean,
we take off. We can't land. We take off. They got to land somewhere else.
Where's the landing gear? Oh, Bubba borrowed it for a demo derby. He's trying to get in that lady's pants. I don't know, Irva.
That's right. Ever since that happened, planes leave and they never come back.
Yeah, I mean, we tried to strap pontoons to it, but, Jaws ate them.
And sometimes you try and land in the water, get damn sharks pulling the planes in.
Gators. My
All
grandmother.
kinds. Shrimp and potatoes, shrimp scampi, shrimp
stew,
potatoes.
Fried shrimp.
Shrimp scampi, shrimp
Is that it?
potatoes, shrimp stew. I think that's about it.
But we still can't land no planes here.
No, there's no room, man. I mean, there's
All right.
There's enough midgets to mud wrestle naked on the runway, but not enough room for a 747.
We having a party out here right now. We can't be landing no. In fact, I wasn't even supposed to be here today.
Man, Leonard Skinner was supposed to play on this runway. We don't even have room for anything.
Right? I'm all hopped up on Mountain Dew. I shouldn't even be talking to you right
Mountain
now.
Dew, Code Red, Taco Bell,
Right, buddy.
Raisin Canes. I gotta say something about Raisin Canes.
Yeah.
That place sucks.
I hate it. It's so overhyped.
It's overhyped.
The chicken's not even that good,
No.
dude. It's all about the sauce.
Yeah.
And the chicken should be good enough on its own. I eat the sauce, use the sauce, right? But if you're judging fried chicken, I'm a huge fried chicken connoisseur. It's my favorite
Popeyes
thing.
is the best.
Popeyes is the best.
Yeah.
Because it's good just on its own.
But KFC does have good skin.
KFC's got good skins, but if the chicken itself isn't enjoyable, just because Cane's has this famous sauce everybody loves, that doesn't mean your chicken's any good. No. It's like the most bland-ass fried chicken I've ever had on its own. The Texas toast they give you is good, but come on, man. The chicken should be seasoned and delicious on its own.
Yeah.
And then dip it if you want to. I dip my chicken too, but come on, man.
Yeah.
Frick, I don't care if we never get a sponsorship with them. Raising Cane's sucks balls. All right.
Now, Chick-fil-A, on the other hand,
It's okay.
that's all right.
It's pretty good.
All right. Where were we? Okay, so
about
Snipes,
damn runway.
All right, we're talking about this
of the
Howard
most-
Airport with husband and wife.
yes, and now we have to go full on trope alert here because this is Fly Hard, so he has to get on the phone with the bad guy for the cliche bad guy, good guy conversation on the radio, right?
Right.
And he's
Here,
like,
hold my snow cone.
looks like you so far have been a worthy adversary, and all this and that, and we got to get this movie's yippee-ki-yay line in, right? So out of nowhere, apropos of nothing, at least in the Die Hard conversation, they lead in, they're talking about Roy Rogers and your Cowboys, and you're an American that's seen too many movies, so it makes sense. Out of nowhere, Snipes just goes, you ever play roulette? And then, not a zoom in like Jaws, the cameraman looks like he just sprints across the room. Like, the longest run in, camera gets to him, always bet on black. And it's like, yeah, right. It's supposed to be the line of the movie.
It's a good line.
It's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine. I'm not ripping on it. It's the thing that this movie is known for. but the running cameraman before it makes it look ridiculous. I didn't remember that at all.
That cameraman ran.
He was like all the way in the back of the galley waiting.
Hold on, guys.
Say it. Always bet on black.
It's like you're running an incredible rate
All right,
here.
take 72.
That guy's over there puking his guts out in the back. We got to do this right, guys. Oh, every time he runs in, always bet out my back. No, dang. What's the line?
Go back. Back to one.
Can we please get a gimbal?
Oh, yeah. Can we just get a rail or something?
Sorry. We
Always bet on third.
Yes. Sometimes I put it on 32 red. That's not the line, Wesley.
Can we please get a dolly?
Oh, hell yeah. Let it ride. No. It's always bet on black.
Yippee-ki-yay. Wrong
No,
movie.
that's not. This is not it. Oh, my gosh.
Your best play is the numbers, by the way.
It is.
It is, yes. Your better odds. The 35-1.
Long hair bad guy sneaks downstairs. The dude with the earring. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. The,
Johnny
what is
Depp
that?
wanted the
long hair.
Sequan
Like,
earring?
like wanted to be a Native American, but he was a white dude,
Yeah.
right? And he sneaks downstairs, and so he's able to grab MVP before she can jump off the plane
With his baby toy of an Uzi.
with his baby toy Uzi. So Snipes is the only one that actually gets off the plane and lands. He gets kicked out by the guy. He tries to get back in to save her, but he gets kicked out and ends up on the runway. She is led back upstairs, and Rain says, if she disobeys, shoot her. And then she immediately disobeys, and they don't shoot her.
Well, yeah, I mean,
Okay? Because she's like, they go to leader. It's like, no, I'm not going with you. I'm like, he just said if she disobeys, shoot her. But she's not getting shot. So incompetence is okay in his organization.
He's sending mixed messages within
He is.
ranks.
He is.
I mean, he's not there to see it.
The country police show up. This is where Ernie Lively comes in as Captain Biggs. And he's at the tower, and he starts negotiating with Rain, who wants the jet fueled back up, or he's going to start killing hostages.
Just think about how ridiculous this is. I want this fueled in 5 minutes.
Right.
Dude, I can't even get fried chicken in 5 minutes.
Even if I worked for you and was one of your terrorists, I couldn't get a fuel truck here in 5 minutes.
Yes.
So if
Right?
this is supposed to be a small airfield,
Yes.
why do they have jet fuel?
Well, that's what I'm saying. You'd have to get it
Absolutely
from
good
like
question.
a county over or away or wherever the next major airport is.
Right. They don't have 100 low lead.
There's no way.
Yeah.
So-
that plane ain't taking that fuel.
It's a ridiculous request.
Right.
And he's like, but you could be a hero and we'll let 100 hostages go and you can tell them it was all, because of you and take the credit and all this stuff. And so Biggs was like, oh, hell yeah.
We'll get Leroy up there with some 97.
That's right. Meanwhile, 2 cops are scooping up Snipes off the runway and beating him up.
Jeez.
Yeah.
The most aggressive cops in the
Yes.
entire movie. Like, just
Yes.
Welcome to the
Immediately.
South.
It's
ridiculous.
ridiculous.
Immediately, you must be a bad guy. Get him.
How many Confederate flags did you count at that county fair they had?
But dude was getting smacked around. He's like, he's laying on a runway and a plane just landed. He's like, stop resisting. Beat the crap out of this guy right here. Right? Trying to steal this plane.
How dare you talk to
Beating
me?
him up. He gets dragged up to the tower where Biggs is. He tried to attack us is the first thing they say. Okay. And Snipes tries to say, hey, I'm one of the good guys. I'm security for the airline, whatever. Hey, I already negotiated all. This is where it starts to make no sense because Snipes is like, you're an idiot. He's never going to let anybody off that plane. They're too valuable to him. But then he does let everybody off the plane. And he makes this whole show about how, it's a trick, but then it wasn't a trick. He was trying. I don't know. It just the inner workings of the plot here and how things were working started to kind of unravel a little bit with all of this.
That's
But-
where they should have just left out the entire fair thing.
right.
Let the fuel thing. They should have just went. They should have just kept everything in the air.
Just keep it on the plane because the plane lands pretty quickly and
Yeah.
you're off the plane. Yeah.
Maybe he wanted to play skee ball.
Look, if I can just get over to the fair for 10 minutes,
I just need
don't-
10 tickets. That's all I need to get this watch.
He's talking to Hurley. I've already got 1,000 tickets in my pocket from last week. I don't give a damn what it takes. I just get over there, hit up skee ball for 10 minutes. You watch these hostages. We'll make them think I'm still here. I'll be back in time, I promise. Bye.
Perfect.
Perfect.
Better plot than what
Better
it was.
plot than what happened. Rain calls back and he says to the cop, to Biggs, hey, one of my guys defected. He's a black guy. He was a terrorist, but now he's not. Could you just beat his ass for me? And then the guy's like gonna take orders and listen to this terrorist?
Yeah,
They're like, we're already on it. It's department policy.
yeah.
But why would you listen to the terrorist and do what he tells you
Hell
to
yeah,
do?
man. There's the South, brother.
Right?
I don't know. He seemed like a real straight shooter.
He's a fellow white man telling me to beat up a black man. No problem here. I'm sorry, that's terrible.
No, but I'm just saying he tells
That's
him
basically what
he
he's
goes,
doing.
go ahead and take him away and shoot him, is what Biggs tells them. He goes, well, actually maybe shoot him in the leg in case he's telling the truth. But he was just gonna
Yeah, just hold off a little bit here.
Right. It was crazy.
That was that at this point in the movie was the worst part of the movie.
Yeah, it didn't make any sense, and it was all kind of.
Because I remember like watching this all the time, and I'm like,
Yeah,
why? Why is this scene in here?
It doesn't
Yeah.
make any sense.
You know, every time you say Rain, it just
Yeah.
makes me think of Rainn Wilson.
Yeah.
And how much better it would have been.
How much
with
better it
him
would-
Hey, I'm a
as
fan
the
of
bad
Bruce
guy.
Payne. Bruce Payne was a good.
I thought, yeah.
I'm a
He
fan.
He didn't do bad.
This is his only good movie.
I looked at his filmography and I'm like, I don't think I've seen another one of these movies ever.
Yeah, I mean Wishmaster. I think it was Wishmaster or
maybe
something else.
Wishmaster.
Warlock. No, sorry, it was Warlock.
No, that was the other guy, wasn't it?
I don't remember.
We'll see if we can get another one of his movies on the show. How about
Yeah.
that?
Oh, we got to get his movie with Dolph Lundgren, Sweepers.
He was in a movie with Dolph Lundgren?
Yeah.
Oh, that's happening. Was he the bad guy?
Yes.
Even better. Lock it in.
Sweepers.
We got to judge if he is better as a Snipes bad guy or a Lundgren bad guy. Okay.
Not the same.
All right. Well, that's unfortunate. All right. So he makes Elizabeth Hurley stay on board with the hostages while he slips off through the wheel well during the hostage release. So he does, in fact, release half the hostages. And in the chaos of all that, even Biggs is looking with binoculars like, these dumbass hostages are trampling each other, and they're getting away and going off by the fair. Okay. Him and two guys, Nerd Boy Terrorist
Oh God.
and Captain Angry Eyebrows guy. Okay. They're the ones that left with him.
Something we found out later.
Yeah.
The fair is like 5 miles away.
Yes. But they get there
They're like right there. Yeah.
real quick.
Like now.
Like immediately.
Like now.
Like,
Now.
everything that's happening now is happening now. Snipes, as the cops are leading him away to shoot him in the leg, slaps the shit out of these two cops.
Oh, it's great. It is great.
Why didn't you just do that in the first place?
I know. When they were trying to scoop you up off the runway, why didn't you Jason Bourne them then? Right?
Yeah, I mean,
Because anytime I think of somebody beating up two cops, I think of Jason Bourne in the park.
yes.
In the
Yeah.
Bourne Identity.
First one.
The first one.
Yeah.
That's such a great scene.
Such a good
He
scene.
just catches the nightstick and doesn't even know what he's doing and just takes them both apart.
That movie's so great.
Great movie. Great
What was it?
freaking flick.
Why am I drawing a blank? The one with the two motorcycle cops and he bangs them together.
Oh, the one.
The one. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. That one too. So Snipes slaps the crap out of these guys. One hops a chain link fence. Okay.
Yeah.
Incredible athleticism. Then
No hands it.
this poor cop is just standing next to his bike, and I don't even think looks over or even sees that Snipes is there and catches a freaking boot heel right to his chin.
Hey, you can't take chances in the South, man. You're like, I got my ass kicked just falling out. Remember, it was like that good scene in Beverly Hills
Yes.
Cop. I got getting arrested for getting thrown out of a window. I got thrown out of a plane, and you're treating me like I did something
Yes,
terrible.
But for all Snipes knows, this is the one cop that's sitting there going, man, they really shouldn't have treated that guy like that. I'm going to go in there and I'm going to say something.
No, equal
Okay.
treatment. Everybody gets equal treatment in here.
Just catches a stray from Wesley Snipes as he's
got
coming
good
out
form.
the door.
Well, I
He's-
mean, all three of them were related.
He takes his bike. How does Snipes know? Because he's been in the tower this whole time. How does Snipes know to drive under the plane and through the fence and go to the fair?
Didn't you see him running?
He didn't see him running. The guys took off, and then he just knows that that's where he's going.
Maybe he wanted a funnel cake,
I was just gonna say maybe he wanted a funnel cake,
I don't know.
grape soda.
some freshly squeezed lemonade.
But
Absolutely.
I too have 1,000 tickets.
Wait a second. He's going to play skee ball.
That's right. Bastard's going to use the lane that I like. It's got the groove in it. I know just how to throw it.
Wonder if he's going to go do that shooting thing where you got to get the star out.
Oh, dude, I hate it. That was the worst carnival.
It was a
game.
scam.
Total scam.
Total
You
scam.
couldn't do it. And it never shot straight. The Kentucky windage on those things was ridiculous.
I hate
Ridiculous.
carnies.
They smell like cabbage.
And have short
Small
arms.
hands.
Man, they just rig every game.
Whoa.
Two things I'm afraid of, and one is nuclear war.
That's right. What's the other? Carnies. I don't care why he went to the fairgrounds. I'm just glad he did because we get one of the best sequences in the entire movie.
To get more henchmen?
In the fairgrounds.
Yeah.
Was incredible. First of all, so many ridiculous things that I was excited to talk about. The first thing he does is Snipes is walking through the freaking fairgrounds looking, and he steals a box of popcorn.
Yes! I gotta blend in. I'm a black man in a white-only fair.
This'll
I
throw
will
him
blend
off.
in with a popcorn.
Now no one's going to think it's
No one's
weird that
gonna
I'm
think
here.
it's me.
Did that guy just sit there and go, did he just take my popcorn?
I know he steals it as if that's all that's needed.
It's great.
Right?
It's so great.
You just picture somebody looking like, what's that guy doing here? Well, you see that guy? He turns away to point. You see the guy? Oh, no, wait. He's got popcorn. He's
He's good.
He's
No,
supposed
he
to
didn't
be.
have a popcorn.
He's
That
supposed
can't
to be
him.
here. Obviously, he's just a guy enjoying the fair.
Yeah.
He's still looking around like a crazy person trying to find, rain and all of that. But he grabbed the popcorn first. The nerd terrorist starts stalking Snipes, who is in turn stalking Rain.
I don't even know how that nerd terrorist can see.
He's got the big glasses.
I mean,
Well, I
he's
think we
so
figured
short.
out
How
he
can he see
can't.
over the adults?
He's like 5'2".
5'2", got the bowl haircut, just got dropped off. He's got his what was that protector? What was that?
Who's in charge of costumes? Like
Nobody.
whoever, what's the anti-Thomas Thomas award we give out for technical achievement? Whoever dressed this guy and thought he would look in any way intimidating in that outfit, just major fail.
Doesn't
Yeah.
work.
Does not work. I know he's supposed to blend in as like a regular passenger, but you can do that in a clothes that like don't look like that. Because now you got the scene where he's stalking him in the fair, trying to look menacing and intimidating, and it just comes off ridiculous.
His facial sneers are hilarious.
And he's such a terrible terrorist that he has a clear shot straight into the back of Wesley Snipes and blows a clown away.
It's like Mulan. Like, he was 3 feet in front of you. How could you miss?
Oh, God. There's no one there. They do the shot from the back. There's no one there. But the way they edited this scene made no
The
sense.
clown just jumped in front of the bullet.
They turn the other way, and all of a sudden there's a clown that just takes the shot.
Just
Wesley
takes it.
Snipes turns around. That's my secret. Bobo's got my back.
Bobo's got my back. Always bet on Bobo.
Have you ever seen what special forces operators look like in the 80s?
No.
So they look like that guy.
Okay, but at least, no, these guys actually look, not one of those person look as nerdy as that dude.
Well, I didn't find the one, but
Okay.
there's a dude
I know
out
this
there.
is an audio thing. You guys aren't going to be able to
Yeah,
see
you
this.
won't see this, but so this dude,
Okay,
this
that guy.
dude is a badass.
I'm sure he is.
And when you looked at him like in operator mode,
Yeah.
he looked just like that guy.
Well, then I would be the first one killed. I'd be like that clown taken astray because I'd have been like, this guy's not going to do anything. Just ridiculous that this poor clown, Bobo, is dead. Nobody cares.
No one cares. They're all just going about their day. No one's scattering. This is the one thing. It's the first crowd that didn't scatter.
How do you think that funeral would go? Would the
clown.
hearse be tiny?
It's clown wife and clown kids.
This clown kid.
Is daddy coming home?
Would they all have sad faces?
No, honey. Honk, honk.
Get a 3 honk salute for Bobo. They fire their guns like their rifles, like the cops do, but it just says bang.
Bang.
Flag.
They go to put him in the coffin, and he just keeps going in like a rope.
Oh, my gosh.
All right. Where the hell are? All right. So he couldn't.
This terrorist just needed a snow cone.
Snipes.
Yeah, he should have bought him a snow cone.
Snipes runs out of the tent. Okay. And climbs up the Ferris wheel. Okay. All right. We're moving on. Yeah. Okay. Snipes runs out of the tent and climbs up the Ferris wheel. At that point,
At least it wasn't a feral.
all right,
wheel.
job's done. It's over.
Run away.
He can't go anywhere. Why in the world would Nerdy Boy climb up the Ferris wheel after him?
Because I don't know.
Because he's an idiot.
Sure.
Because he climbs up there. Oh, I can't see him. Oh, hey, guess what? I'm here. Boot to the face. Flying off, and he's dead.
Yeah.
It's like a guy climbs a tree and then you just stand at the bottom of the tree and go, okay, we got him. He's up in the tree.
Right?
Yeah.
Where are you going to go?
Maybe he was thinking nostalgia.
And I love that Nerdy Boy couldn't figure out the controls on a Ferris wheel. He runs
He
up.
tries it.
He's like, what is it?
There's an
That's kind of smart writing, though, because
back.
we always give crap to bad guys who think they can operate everything.
Okay, I know, but a Ferris wheel is like big red button. Stop, go.
I mean, some of the operators can't even operate them correctly anyway. There's kids falling off that shit every day.
You got to work the pedal too.
He hits the pedal and things starts going.
busts off and rolls down.
That'd be incredible. And Snipes would have been dead if he had done that.
Would have worked.
You okay?
Charlie horse. Ow, how'd that happen?
Oh, dude, I had a bad one last night.
Sorry.
Like for real?
Yeah, no, for real.
Woke me up out of a dead sleep.
Those are the worst ones.
Yes.
And then you
And
flip.
all you can do is clench the bed, you know, and just wait it out.
Dude, I get into like a boxing match with my dresser.
Oh, bro.
It's like I
The
just got
worst.
This guy just got stunnered.
Yes.
I'm doing the fish.
Someone's just grinding a knife into the back of your leg.
Oh.
It's terrible.
How you doing?
Have you heard about magnesium and potassium?
Yeah, I have. I should do more.
All right. You know what the best kind of chases are in
Thank you,
movies?
though.
The best kind of chase? Merry-go-round chases.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Because he chases Snipes, Rain chases Snipes onto a merry-go-round,
It's like the net.
which our first one since the net, which also was a thrilling chase scene.
It was. Yeah.
Okay.
Garbage movie.
Terrible.
Can I say
Oh, please.
I was on a merry-go-round today because I went to the zoo with the kids.
You're such a good dad.
I think that I could take someone or find them very quickly on a merry-go-round.
Yes.
It's very easy.
It's the most ridiculous scenario. They're running around the opposite direction that the thing is spinning. Just stop, go the other way, and you're going to run right into him. Mm-hmm. What are we doing here? The thing goes in a circle. You're chasing somebody around in a thing that goes in a circle.
How's that go?
In a circle. Oh. Every time I see this in a movie, in the net, and the same thing, and then in this one, I'm like, just stop and go the other way. Or get off the Ferris wheel and wait for him to come around, which he finally does. But after like 10 minutes of chasing him in a freaking circle.
The net did a good job of actually making it intense, like from a psychological perspective, I think. But
Not
this
really.
one, not so much.
No.
And he stops to look at him and try to find him. And he's like, let me look straight forward. And Snipes comes around and just boot to the face.
He does.
And you're like,
You did the right thing.
peripheral vision,
Right.
maybe? Like,
That's what's so stupid. He did the right thing finally, makes a smart decision, and gets off and waits, but then looks directly only at whatever horse is in front of him. And not like you would do is look to the left and see what's coming around the merry-go-round. And he ends up jumping off, tackling him, and wrestling him to the ground. But before he can take out Rain, the cops, the country boys, roll up, and Rain gets arrested. And I almost try to arrest him again, too. But the FBI showed up at this point, and they're like, John Cutter's here?
Yeah.
Right? Like he's Casey Ryback. Casey Ryback's on this plane,
What the hell is he doing on this plane?
you know? And, you know, so he's back in custody. Thank God. Tom Sizemore finally gets there on a helicopter.
All right, I'm here. Sorry.
everybody relax. I'm
Everybody
here.
relax. I'm here.
Wasn't the whole point to beat everybody there? The FBI beat you there in a car. And you're in a helicopter. And you knew before they did.
We went the other way around the earth.
This whole movie takes place in Florida. It doesn't take that long to go from one part of Florida in a helicopter to the other part of Florida.
Right. And you have advanced knowledge than the feds do that this is happening, right? All right. What we didn't know is the feds had an office inside the Ferris wheel. That's how they got
Yeah, I forgot it.
This is some shit detail. I'm stationed at this Ferris wheel in the middle of Florida. But
That'd be
oh
terrible,
crap,
dude.
they're here 5 miles away.
Your AC goes out in Florida.
Oh gosh. Oh, rest in peace to anybody that lives in Florida when the AC goes out. All right, Sizemore gets there. They come up with this plan. The FBI is like, we're going to assault the plane. Okay. But Cutter, I know you had a big problem with this, Ryan, but Cutter and Sizemore, the airplane employee, have input on how they're going to do this.
They walk in
to the meeting.
to a tactical meeting with the FBI, and they're like, hold on a minute. Your plan is poopy. I've got an idea that's better.
Pharaoh would have had a cow in that scene. This This is not right.
I'm a civilian. Let me tell you how to do this.
Oh my god.
We own the plane.
It's like a Dairy Queen employee walking into a Dunkin' Donuts operation.
Telling them what to do.
Yeah.
How to make the donuts.
How to make the donuts.
I'm assuming, Mel, that the feds in this situation, we go, big fan, John Cutter, because he already said he was, but you have to leave this meeting. We've got this from here.
There would be some harsh words exchanged.
Right? Along the lines of, get the hell out of here.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
I mean, they threw John McClane out of the airport.
Yes. They take over the entire plan of how they're going to assault this airplane from the feds.
Yeah, that sounds good. Let's go with his plan.
Let's go with his plan. All right, cool. They march. Here's the plan. They're going to march Rain up this. They pull the stairway truck up to the door of the cockpit of the side of the plane by the cockpit. They're going to march him up there like they're giving him back, but they've got dudes underneath the stairs and sharpshooters across the way. They're going to take out Rain and whoever's answering the door, so to speak, when it opens up. Plan goes real nice because they're marching Rain up the stairs. The door is open, and when the sharpshooters shoot, they shoot the guards escorting Rain because crazy eyebrows guy is still alive. Even when Snipes got arrested or almost got arrested at the merry-go-round, he was trying to tell him there's another terrorist somewhere.
On the loose.
On the loose. This is him. This guy has been the most competent terrorist out of his entire team.
Yeah.
This dude is like the Energizer Bunny.
This dude has been in multiple action films.
I've recognized him, but I couldn't place him.
Yeah, multiple action films.
He was great in this. He's got the freaking angry eyebrows that are awesome.
There's a lot of horseshoe hairs in this movie.
Mark McCauley is the guy's name.
Oh, in the real life name, Mark McCauley?
His real life name was Mark. I think it was Vincent was his name in the movie.
Yeah.
But I loved his eyebrow acting was unmatched. Okay. Incredible in this movie. He's the sharpshooter and starts taking out cops. So this whole gun battle erupts. Rain is able to make it back on the plane, which is now taking off. And there's this whole gunfight happening. I love that the ladder truck takes a couple of bullets to the hood and the hood blows off and then the entire truck explodes.
This poor guy, this poor stair driver.
Right?
Gets waxed. And
dude
then
making
blows up.
$1.95 an hour driving a stairway
My
around
God.
the airport. And it gets blown up from explosive bullets.
We need action movies with jobs that are not appreciated.
I know.
Stairway driver.
Stairway driver. He should be the hero of a movie.
He should
please. They turn around, they start firing, and they finally kill Vincent, the eyebrow guy, on the roof. And the dude has a Young Gun style crazy death on the stairs and slides.
That's all
down
him.
the stairs.
He has to be a stuntman. I believe he might be. 'Cause he
Right
took
down the stairs.
He took that dive like a champ.
It was awesome.
It looked rough, like it would have hurt.
He smoked the rail. His head smoked the rail.
dude.
Oh,
Rain gets back on board. They're taking off, and he's already starting to rizz up MVP Michael Jackson
Mario
on the
Van
plane.
Peebles.
Okay. And he's like, we're about to do sex later. I don't know if you knew about this, okay? But that's about to happen.
It's like we already hate the guy. Now you're doing the last ditch cheap heat effort.
This is the super cheap heat.
Yeah.
When you absolutely need to hate somebody, I hate when they do this.
Yeah.
It's like, why don't you just have him backhand a kid?
Yeah.
Like, what's the cheap heat list for bad guys? Backhanding a kid.
Yep.
Kicking a dog.
Running over an old lady.
Trying to sexually assault or insinuate that you're going to sexually assault a woman.
Right.
Right? This is all the cheapest ways to get heat for a bad guy.
Yeah.
And
They need to stop doing that.
Yeah. She's like, you need to kill me first. He's like, I'm going to kill you during. Ugh.
That's gross.
This is a strange flex.
This is weird.
The other editor was on point until now.
Yeah.
Honestly, Biggs has to drive Snipes out to the plane.
Apparently, he's got one of them souped up station wagons.
Squad cars.
He was Dom Toretto before Dom Toretto.
Here's one of the most annoying things about the writing of this movie. And you know what I'm going to say.
Yep.
I thought the guy, Ernie Lively, that played Biggs did a great job.
Oh, yeah.
But it was totally unearned and not set up well enough that they suddenly became buddies.
Yeah.
Like now Snipes and Biggs are like best buds. They have banter going on back and forth. They're like,
My wife's gun, champ.
yeah, that was one of the best lines in the movie. I'm going to need this gun back. It belongs to my wife.
Yeah.
Like, you're a cop. You don't have your own gun?
No.
He's driving on there. He's like, now I heard you country. This is what Snipes says to him. I heard you country boys were all great drivers. Now, was that just hype or is it true, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, talk about getting a hillbilly's blood boiling. He's like, oh, here we go, right?
Absolutely.
And freaking guns it. And this car, I don't know how fast an airplane does an airplane have to go to taxi out and take off?
Taxi, and they're not going fast.
No, but to take off.
Take off, it's
First of all, rotation's like 30 seconds, right? And that's it.
but they've only got like 7,000 feet of runway.
Right.
Like a bigger or a medium airplane.
But generally, when you're in a big plane, you can almost time it to the second. It's about 30 seconds from go to taking off.
If that, yeah.
If that, right?
Yeah.
And any longer than 30 seconds, you're like, we're going to run out of road.
They're doing a slow roll there.
Right.
Yeah.
And they're got lots of time to drive this car up and for him to get out of the car and jump on the landing gear to climb into the plane. And he drops his wife's gun immediately.
Yeah.
Immediately.
I guess that wasn't important.
And this whole thing, every time they get Biggs on, hey, is that you, Biggs, on the phone? Like they're buddies, and it just drove me crazy. I'm like, they've done nothing to establish that they would suddenly be friends,
Right.
Because you know,
I'm
What did
glad
you
you
say?
told him to almost shoot me in the leg.
yeah. You're like, remember when I was being a racist earlier?
Yeah.
I
Never
want to
mind.
apologize for that.
Can we be best friends now?
I wonder if something got cut.
Yeah, they had to have
Maybe.
almost.
I
right?
was there when Martin Luther King was speaking.
He jumps
I was
onto the
one-
landing gear. He gets up onto the plane.
I was spraying the hose.
He climbs up through a hatch in the cockpit. Okay.
Mel's face is falling off.
He climbs up into the cockpit.
Right.
With the pilots. He's
Through a
like,
maintenance hatch.
through a maintenance hatch. Don't worry, guys. I'm a good guy. They're like, oh, all right.
Cool.
Cool. We've been having a real crappy day.
Last three guys that came through here were bad guys. So, I mean, you can imagine the day we're having. Old Bill here was breathing out the side of his head.
They get Liz Hurley to come to the door of the cockpit, right? And she opens the door. She goes, why we turned around or whatever. I don't know what she asked, but whatever.
This is great.
He freaking backhands. It's like the shortest little backhand slap, and she goes down like a sack of potatoes.
Yeah.
Good night, Liz.
Good night, Liz.
Now,
It was very satisfying to watch for some reason. I don't know.
It was a very satisfying punch, and she took it like a champ. So
the only one left now is Rain.
yeah.
That's it. All of his other dudes are gone. And he finally gets his final showdown on the plane with Rain, which, of course, it should have happened a long time ago. We get a bullet fired through a window, which starts to disintegrate. The oxygen masks are dropping. A gaping hole is open in the side of this thing, right? And they're fighting, climbing over rows. And I thought the fight was okay.
Yeah, the fight was pretty good.
Yeah.
It was fine. But there was a really weird moment in the fight. Dude takes a direct nut shot karate chop straight to his taint from Snipes
Yes.
with no reaction.
Think about it. He feels no pain.
Yeah.
No.
I liked how he elbowed the passenger in the face. He just lands on the
Boom. This man surgicaried his own dick off or something at some point.
taints of steel.
Or he has balls of steel.
Yeah.
Because I've never seen a no-cell, and they did the close-up, and his fingers were like right up in there.
Yeah.
Joke's on you.
I thought
don't have
about
a
Monster
penis.
Squad. I was like, Wolfman doesn't have any nards.
I actually thought about Captain Firefinger from SmackDown. Here Comes the Pain.
No one's gonna get that.
No one's
joke.
gonna get it, but that's okay.
That's exactly what that is.
Do you think those would have been his origin stories?
Maybe on the after show of the Patreon, I'll tell everybody what Captain Firefinger was.
Absolutely, it's great.
What was he?
His origin stories, the previous movies were
Yes.
Dick Off
Oh, is that what it was? Instead of Face Off.
instead of Face Off.
I was so confused. I sat there and I went, what? Like it took me out of the whole fight. I'm like, not a wince, like nothing.
Yeah,
Okay.
no sell. It's always bad when that happens.
He was going to have his face cut without anesthesia.
He launches this dude out the gaping hole in the plane.
No, he nut kicks him twice. No, like once again, he's just hanging on. I'm sorry if I get nut kicked, I'm out. There's no way this guy's got that much strength.
You're saying you're hanging on to the sides like a kid not wanting to go into the bathroom.
Right, he's like this.
just like this.
Spread eagle, and he's getting nut kicked twice until like maybe I should kick him in the face.
And you're saying if you're in that situation and you've got vacuum into the atmosphere behind you or a potential second nut shot coming your way, you're choosing the void.
I'm choosing the void. I'll take my chances. I've seen Chuck Norris fly through the air.
I would try and absorb 47 nut shots before.
It's just ridiculous. No man is going to hold on after nut shots.
We've established he's a eunuch. It's the only explanation.
Sorry.
He's hitting nothing.
Yeah, sorry, Mel.
Right?
The entire thing took me out of it, though. It was entirely unbelievable.
It's just like slapping a board. What is?
That entire sequence. Because think about it. Every time you have a window open on a car, what do? You put your hand out, you do the airplane wing.
Airplane wing, yeah.
He had an airplane window open, the whole door open, and he didn't stick his arm out.
That's
complete BS.
Because if I ever got the chance to have a window open on a plane, I'm going for it.
Stick my hand out.
Yeah, for sure.
Yep.
Yeah, as it snaps at the elbow and goes limp behind me. Just flapping back there. It'd be great.
I'm going to be getting on a plane here in a couple days.
Stick your arm out.
They land the plane. Him and Mario Van Peebles go for a walk.
I'm sorry.
We're being mean. I shouldn't.
No, it's okay. It's just funny. She's a beautiful woman, but she just resembles Mario Van Peebles and Michael Jackson.
Right.
There's nothing. She didn't choose her jaw structure.
Cue the romance.
She didn't. Yeah, this romance they've not set up any way, shape, or form.
No.
So much chemistry.
He has more chemistry now with the sheriff that wants to give him a ride. He should have.
That's what I'm saying. They did establish, even though they didn't establish, they've established more chemistry with him. Biggs pulls up. You guys, 5 miles to the fair. You sure you don't want to ride? He's like, Biggs, get the hell out of here. We're good. All right, man. And and then he drives off, and the two of them walk into the carnival lights of a carnival that's still open, even though a clown got shot and a guy had died falling off the Ferris wheel. And the organizer's like, should we stay open? I
mean, we already have the lights on.
I feel like we should just keep this party rolling.
Poor Petey dumping 2 bodies into a wheelbarrow.
I mean,
let's let this party ride.
Yeah.
as far as carnivals go, that was probably an average Saturday.
Bobo would have wanted it this way.
R.I.P. Bobo.
We're doing it.
All right, where do I dump him, sir? We're gonna dump him in the back lot next to the demo cars.
And that's the end of Passenger 57. Go for it. Oh my gosh.
You say I pee a lot.
No. Well, I opened up he broke the seal, so that's what happens. All right, well, guys, it's time to do what we always do after we've finished a movie, and that's to, yes, give it some awards, but also to see if there's possibly a way we could have made this movie better, right? I mean, there were some actors that were offered parts in this movie that maybe would have done a better job.
All of them?
Nah, not Seagal. Certainly not. You think Seagal makes Passenger 57 a better movie?
I think the one-liners would have been better.
Maybe, but I think Snipes is the only thing not wrong with this film, personally. Yeah. But still, I mean, imagine if Arnold Schwarzenegger is the main character in this movie. Before we start joking about it, legitimately imagine if this was an Arnie flick, Passenger 57.
He wouldn't have fit in the dumbwaiter or the bathroom. Or pretty much anywhere in that plane.
So they'd have to rewrite it a little bit. Listen, I hate flying. I'm very scared. Will you check on me? I mean, that stuff wouldn't have been in the movie.
Right. He was taking up the entire row.
Right? Like the terrorists come through the cabin. They're like, no, crap. Go tell the boss. We got to cancel this hijacking immediately.
Roll credits.
Roll credits.
Sorry, boss. Not going to happen.
He just stands up. It's that scene from Eraser. Put down your guns now, and I promise I won't kill you. He's got like 8 dudes surrounding him on an airplane.
That's a good scene.
And it's just like, all right, John, I think I'm going to take my chances, man.
Yeah.
That movie would have ended very quickly, but here's the problem. They would have had to have changed the catchphrase, right? I'm assuming they wouldn't have been like, you ever play roulette? Always bet on black.
Yeah, probably not.
Right? Because it doesn't make any sense. Because then the guy on the other line goes, why?
What do you mean?
I don't get it.
Thank you for that helpful tip. I'll keep that in mind.
Right. He'd say, listen to me. You ever been to Oktoberfest? Always get the schnitzel. I don't know what freaking works for Arnie, but it can't be that line.
Yeah.
Unless you want to make him, I don't know.
You ever watch Sesame Street? I can't do Arnold.
You ever watch Sesame Street? Can you count to 2? And then he just, rips the guy in half. something. The guy sprinting across the cabin, that probably wouldn't have been in there because Arnie's already full frame from across the room.
Mega zoom.
In for that. Where would you put Arnold?
I think I would probably put him as the police chief.
Is he still trying to play like he's Southern?
Hello, y'all.
Hello, y'all. Listen to me. I am a very important sheriff in Georgia, and I was born here.
Saving hundreds of lives.
That's right. Where would you stick Arnold, dude?
Where would I stick Arnold?
Yeah.
I would give him Charles Rain.
Charles Rain.
That's the thing.
Listen to me.
A lot of wasted
These are
opportunities.
just your emotions operating without the benefit of your intellect. It doesn't quite have the same ring. What were you going to say? I'm sorry.
Or you know what? I don't know. I'd maybe make him a stewardess.
Make him the stewardess?
Yeah, or make him have him wear that blue sequin earring.
Oh, you want him to be long hair?
Talk about the lamest death, though.
Yeah, we didn't even talk about his death, did we?
He got rammed with a
Beverage cart.
How did he get taken
carriage
out?
cart.
That's right.
It was so fast and edited,
luggage
like you couldn't catch. You had to rewind it a couple
Right.
times.
He took him out like immediately
He just
before he got to the
rammed it.
cockpit.
Yeah,
I skipped right over it because it was a pointless part.
yeah.
Yeah, that was terrible.
I don't know where I put Arnold. It's a hard one. Either the sheriff. I don't know. Put him anywhere.
You know what? The pilot.
Yeah.
The
So
pilot.
when he shoots him, stop it.
It just bings off of him.
That's
and
just,
kills
that's just that.
Who's in charge? I am. Yes, sir. Movie's over. Roll credits. Charlie Francois playing along with us, and he goes, wouldn't it be hilarious to have Arnold play Vincent, the bald henchman that's always disguising himself? Nobody thinking twice when the on-flight meals were delivered by a 6'2", 250-pound Austrian. Then sneaking out and popping back up as a sharpshooter. But then it wouldn't make any sense to have Wesley Snipes knock him around like that in the knife fight. But maybe it wouldn't have made it for a decent fight scene. That would have been hilarious. What are you guys doing down here? I think we should do whatever Mr. Rain says. Hold on a second. Knife fight with Arnie and Wesley Snipes?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
I said there's so many wasted opportunities in the 80s and 90s.
He could be driving the fuel truck.
be incredible, dude.
One that blew up.
No, that was the stair truck.
Oh, okay.
Jason Ryan says, I think most people would say have Arnold as Charles Rain, and I could see that being brilliant, but I'm going to be different and put Arnold in as Chief Biggs. I think he could definitely add a bit more to some of the lines that he had, especially when he was going on about saving 100 hostages. What are you talking about? He's not going to give it up. Look at me. I've already negotiated all these people and they're going to be alive. Like he's going to let off 100 people because of me, and I'm going to go to my superiors and say, look, I did such a great job here. I'm the negotiator. And he's just going to keep talking and talking and talking.
That's the whole movie.
Just talked them out to giving themselves up.
Listen, I'm going to need this back. It belongs to my husband.
It belongs to my dog.
That's right. Oh my gosh, dude. And so that was Jason Ryan. And also playing along with us today, Donnie Miles.
Hey.
And he goes, I know everyone tries to get cutesy here, myself included, but I'm going to go with Wesley. With Arnold in this role, I can't help but think he raises everyone's game and makes some changes of his own that make this movie worth watching. Better fights, more catchphrases, and just a more exciting action flick. I think, Donnie, yeah, I think so, man. I think if you have the opportunity here to have one of these guys that was going to get the part before it went to Snipes, I don't think it's Snipes' fault because I think the script is different if it's Stallone. I think the script is different if it's Arnold. And maybe they get a better team around it than other than, the guys that they had doing this movie. And maybe there's certainly probably more of a budget than $15 million. And who knows what it could have been at that point. Snipes didn't get the A-list treatment here because he had never done this before.
Yeah.
So it's not his fault. We want to say, we want to take Snipes out and put Arnie in. It's not because Snipes didn't do a good job.
No.
At least for me.
Well, Snipes had a lot of good movies afterwards.
Oh, yeah.
Boiling Point, Drop Zone with Gary Busey.
What was the one he did with Sean Connery?
Oh, God.
Rising Sun?
Rising Sun.
Is that what it was?
That was a great movie.
Great movie.
Yeah.
And The Art of War?
Art of War with Michael Biehn. Yep.
Yes. A book he was reading on the plane.
Yes,
Did
I
you see
thought that was funny. Yeah.
Good stuff, dude. So let's give this movie some awards, and we're going to start with the most prestigious award we give out, the Will Patton Award for Intensity.
You want a war? I'll give you a war!
I don't want them to gain another yard.
You bitch! all night. And if they cross the line of scrimmage, I'm gonna take every last one of you out. You make sure they remember forever the night they played the Titans.
What are you doing with a gun in space?
Oh, that was a good one, James.
Oh, thanks, man.
Still on your face.
Is it?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, guys.
No, you're good. I'm just helping you out. I walked into a
know what-
McDonald's
I
with
don't
one
know.
on my face one
I don't
time.
know what happened. I was fine all day, and then literally about 10 minutes into the show,
You're allergic to me.
my nose starts going crazy. All right.
Probably Madeleine's cologne.
So
Maybe.
this is for the actor that maybe just was the most sold out for their role, right? Mm-hmm. Brought the most intensity, was really in it and trying to give a great performance. Bob, who's your nominee?
Bruce Payne.
Bruce Payne.
Yeah.
As Mr. Rain.
Yeah.
All right.
That,
Is he the Rain
little-
Award winner though? Because his name was
Ooh, I mean,
Rain?
the Rain Award would have to go to Snipes.
Okay, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you up. But
No, it's okay.
What did you like about Rain as the Will Patton?
I just liked his I know Mel's going to disagree in a minute, but I like his charisma and the way he talked, the way he delivered. His mannerisms.
There was some pretty brainy dialogue for
Yeah.
more than you normally see out of a bad guy like this.
He wasn't. I don't know. He had some flair to him a little bit.
All right. Fair enough. Charlie Francois said, for once, I'm not giving this award because the performance was any good. Charles Rain was a cartoonishly monstrous villain, needlessly callous and vile. None of his performance added to the depth of his character. His backstory made no sense. Yeah, I didn't even get into that. Like, they kept hinting at something with his dad in childhood, but they never explained any of it.
No, other than he killed his dad.
Right. They even put in that disgusting little moment with Marty for added sleaziness. Still, Bruce Payne was Charles Rain in the flesh. However exaggerated the writing was, Payne gave it 110%. He went all in, and I'm not sure he needed to. Intensity doesn't have to mean good, and he's right. And in this case, I don't think it does. So that's second vote. And he nailed that, Charlie. Nailed it. That's exactly what this award is about. It doesn't mean it's a good performance, but what was the most intense, right? Mm-hmm. Mel?
I agree.
Really?
So sometimes what is not spoken is the most intense. And you could just see that just his mannerisms, his psyche behind him, he was intense the entire time.
I agree, man. I agree.
And he hit that on the head.
Yeah. No, nailed it. Jason Ryan comes in and says, Bruce Payne for Charles Rain, that brought it from minute one of the movie, reminded me a bit of Hans Gruber from Die Hard, and loved the line at the beginning when he was getting the surgery and refused the pain medication and said, there will be no pain.
Yeah.
Yeah, whether that was good writing or not, I don't know, but he delivered it like he freaking meant it, for sure. That's why I also am going with Rain as my Will Patton. And I mean, just not a lot of intensity in this movie. So not to take away from what he did, say, well, he's getting it by default, because I thought he did sell out for the role. I don't know if it was any good, but he sold out for it.
Yeah.
And so that's why I'm giving him my vote personally. And Donnie Miles says, look, Mark Macaulay as Vincent, the food guy, maintained a menacing feel throughout the movie, and even Tom cruised it down the stairs when he got blasted.
Yeah.
So respect. I'm glad for that shout out, man. I thought he did a great job too.
Yeah.
Madeline, who's your nominee?
Bruce Payne.
Bruce Payne. That means, I mean, I shouldn't just jump right into it. Do you have anything to add besides what we've already said?
I think it was Charlie that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he covered it perfectly.
Yeah.
Perfect. That means that Bruce Payne, Rain. There's too many freaking. Bruce Wayne is going to win. No. Bruce Wayne is going to win the Will Patton Award. Give it up for Batman. All right. Woo.
Almost unanimous.
The next award we give out is maybe even more coveted. Maybe actors want to win this even more than the Will Patton Award.
I would think so.
This is the award that we've named after Steven Seagal, the human trash can, because it's the award we give out to whoever is the worst actor in the movie. So who was the worst actor in Passenger 57?
Trash can, oh trash can, it's the trash can full of dirt, yeah.
Love never dies, and neither do they. Love is eternal, and that's a long time.
Hey, a little bit of trivia there. That line we've heard over and over and over again from Seagal. In the movie, he says it. He's actually saying it to Tom Sizemore, who is in this movie. So there you go.
Wow.
Bob, Who's your nomination for the Steven Seagal trash can full of dirt?
Trash can full of dirt. Wow, that's a toughie. I'm gonna have to give it to Michael Jackson.
To Marty?
Yeah, to Marty.
All right.
Unfortunately, sorry.
No, that's okay. If you thought she was the worst one.
Yeah, I did.
All right. Donnie Miles went with FBI agent that sat next to Rain on the plane.
Here goes my ex-wife.
Figured, he goes, I couldn't find out his name. Apologies. But I'm not sure I've ever seen someone bringing in that much trash in such a short amount of screen time. Didn't even convince me as a dead body. So
Wow,
that says it all right there from Donnie. We got a vote for Marty and a vote for the FBI agent. Mel?
I too went with Alex Datcher for Marty Slayton.
Oh, what's her name? Alex?
Alex Datcher.
Alex Datcher.
Thatcher. 2 votes for Alex. Just not believable. The romance was just, that was so dumb to shoehorn that in.
That it was pointless,
Yeah.
just like she was.
Well, what else are you going to say about that other than Jason Ryan piped in here and said, Elizabeth Hurley
No.
No.
for Sabrina Ritchie. The only reason she was the only terrorist standing was because she was a woman. I was surprised she was cast in such a role. I thought she was going to be the woman that needed saving, but she was not believable as a bad guy. Now,
She
Jason,
shot 2 dudes in the face.
she smoked those guys in about 2 seconds.
And then she was like talking to a kid like nothing.
Right.
That's
she was cold-blooded.
sociopathic.
Right.
They're all sisters.
Liz Hurley has given some terrible performances. She's not a great actress. You ever see Serving Sarah with Matthew Perry?
No.
She's awful in that movie. Just terrible. I didn't think this was a bad performance for her personally, but I've seen some bad Liz Hurley performances. I am going to go nerdy terrorist boy, Matthew. Look, that guy, you got one job. And I know the costume didn't help, but you got to try and look scary. That guy didn't do anything to make me believe he was ever going to do anything to hurt Wesley
He
Snipes.
couldn't even fit in his costume.
Just terrible, dude.
He needs to go back and shop at the Baby Gap.
Absolutely terrible. So Matthew the terrorist gets my vote there. Here comes Charlie Francois, and he said, listen, we do a lot of these male-driven, male-targeting movies on the show because they're great fodder for what we do. A good BMR needs to have that single-minded mix of stupid and serious, and dudes that do that best, and dudes do that the best. That's why it pains me when we reflexively give out this award to the female lead. With that out of the way, the trash can goes to Alex Datcher as Marty Slayton. I don't feel like, I know we got criticized for that by one person one time that we always give it to. We don't. I think, in fact, it was like 30% when we went back and did the math. It was like 36% of the shows we've given it to a woman.
Hey,
You know why?
You suck, you get the reward.
Yeah.
That's
It's
doesn't
nothing
matter.
to do with it. Yeah.
A lot of it is a forced romance.
Yeah.
It adds nothing to the plot.
Right.
It's just there, and because of that, and it's so flat, and there's no chemistry.
Right.
They're garbage. I'm sorry.
It's bad. In this case, it was really bad. He says, but it's not her fault. Every female role in this movie was meant to only to fawn over one of the strong men in the story, or in Lisa's case, a dead wife, which leaves a character as shallow as a puddle of mud. Still, Wish.com Janet Jackson didn't cut it in this movie.
So you thought the same thing.
If she wasn't given much to begin with. So that's another vote for Alex Datcher. So it might be a foregone conclusion at this point. But Madeline, who was your trash can?
I went with Alex as well.
Oh, man. Wasn't feeling it?
Well, yeah, just from the first scene, even with Wesley Snipes and her, and she's just like fighting against this training that's like the corporation you work for is mandatory training. You don't just go in there and be like, oh, well, this is just stupid. Like,
And you're a moron, like straight to the guy that's there to
right.
teach.
Even if you think it's stupid, you just do it. Like, I don't know.
No, I hear you,
just
man.
didn't like. I didn't like it.
Like our last BMR training.
That's right. Everybody was really criticizing the person that was there just trying to help everybody as me.
Shut up, James.
All right. Alex Datcher wins.
Yay.
Sorry, you gotta endure that, Alex Thatcher.
Yeah.
If you're listening, email the show.
Please.
We'd like to talk to
We're
you.
also trash. That's why it's this show is trash at gmail.com.
And some people let us know.
That's right. That's great. It's time to give out an award to the actor that had a small role, because there are no small actors, or there are no small roles. They're just small actors who had a little part but gave it a lot and made the movie better. It's the Steve James Award.
You know, every place you go, there's always someone who thinks he's a badass, right? Yeah, right. Then there are those few who are. Are you some kind of a badass karate boy?
That's right. Bob, you some kind of a badass karate boy?
No, sir.
All right. Well, who was your Steve James Award nominee?
Tom Sizemore.
Tommy Sizemore.
No other choice.
He really wasn't in the movie that much.
No.
Pretty small part.
Pretty small
But
part.
enjoyable.
Yeah.
Awesome. Charlie Francois goes, do I even need to spell this one out? I hope this one is unanimous because, of course, it's Tom Sizemore. The number one supporting actor of the 90s. The award could be renamed after him. I was so glad to see him pop up on the screen, all young and all. Sly DeVecchio was a perfect match to Wesley Snipes' as John Cutter. Lighthearted and goofy, contrasting Snipes' seriousness and confidence. Perfect quips, great personality, lovable across the board. I am hereby bestowing an honorary posthumous award for distinguished unsung hero career to Tom Sizemore. Flag planted. Yes, dude. I love that. And I'm only doing this because your last name is Francois.
Oui.
All right. That's 2 votes for Tommy Sizemore. Mel?
How can I follow that up?
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm just going to say Tom Sizemore because, I mean, he's great.
He was great
Yeah, I love Tom Sizemore.
in a nothing role,
Right.
but he did enough. And I thought he brought a lot to it. So let's see what Donnie Miles had to say. He goes, Ernie Lively as Chief Biggs. So he does go off the board here.
All right.
Small town sheriff typically plays as the buffoon, but Biggs brought a charm to the role that made me want to do a ride along with him. Also got the best line in the movie after handing a gun to Snipes. I want this back. It belongs to my wife.
I respect that.
I respect that pick for sure. I actually went with Mark McCauley as Vincent.
He was a very dedicated bad guy.
Was awesome.
And he took that stare dive.
In a nothing role. Thought he did a great job. But respect and love to Tommy Sizemore, honestly. Always. But yeah, my vote went to Mark McCauley. And let's... Am I missing Jason? Oh, here he is. Let's see what Jason Ryan had to say. Tom Sizemore for Sly DeVecchio. His character was good. Dialogue with Snipes was great. Really enjoyed the quick one-liners and deserved to take all the credit at the end with the reporters. Right? We skipped over that part, but he did basically take every piece of credit for the whole thing with all the reporters standing there.
Yeah.
For the anti-terrorist program
Yes.
I rolled out.
And I wasn't even mad about it. I was like, yeah, man, take the credit.
Absolutely.
He's going to play skee ball. Go for it, man.
Shine.
It's all you. Who's your nominee, Ryan?
I went with Mark McCauley as well as Vincent.
All right. So a second vote earns him second place. Well-deserved, but ultimately Tom Sizemore is going to win the Steve James Unsung Hero Award.
R.I.P.
R.I.P.
But well-deserved. We need to hand out a Sherilyn Fenn Hot Babe Award. This is an award that we give out occasionally, usually when Bob's here, but sometimes when he's not, to who was the, we've already done the Rain Award, kind of, which is Wesley Snipes?
Wesley Snipes.
Wesley Snipes. I mean, come on.
Wesley Snipes?
Sure.
Absolutely.
Wesley Snipes. Wesley Snipes is amazing.
Absolutely.
Sheriff.
100%.
Okay. Even when the girl, even when the girl is, doing her wand up his crotch I was like, I get it.
Yeah, absolutely.
What about Carney number 3?
No, I wasn't as into Carney number 3. But for the Sherilyn Fenn Hot Babe Award, you've got the grandma that thinks he's Arsenio Hall.
Yep.
You've got the mom with the kid, right?
She was good looking.
She was good looking. We got Liz Hurley, whatever. We've got
His ex-girlfriend.
Alex
Mario
Thatcher.
Lisa. We got Jack Angie Thatcher and
Alex
Thatcher.
Yeah.
Marty. We call her the different name the whole time. I don't remember what her name is. We got Marty.
Mario Van Peebles.
We got was the clown a girl?
No.
No.
Okay. I couldn't tell because
couldn't
so
tell.
fast.
He deflated.
Yeah. So who's their Sherilyn Fenn nominee?
I gotta go with the mom.
The mom.
The mom.
Dude, I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, what's wrong with me? I'm getting so old. I thought the mom was the
mom was
best looking
hot.
person in the movie.
She was hot. She was
Yes.
good looking. Yeah,
I was so happy she didn't die.
Yeah, she was the first one off the plane, rightfully so, with her
Yes,
kid. Yeah,
the kid.
yeah. That was a good scene though when he was playing the gun thing with the kid.
Yes.
And then the handcuffs came up.
Yeah.
That was really good.
I just appreciate the kid tried to take him out.
Yeah.
Right? He
Didn't
knew.
work out,
The kid
though.
knew before Snipes knew.
Right. Absolutely.
Snipes is a hack. Who's your Sherilyn Fenn nominee?
Oh, Liz Hurley all day, every day.
Really?
Yes. And you know what? I don't care. She could be rehabilitated.
Would you still take her after half her skull was broken by Snipes?
She's the only one that's alive out of all of them.
Yes, she was the only one.
You know what?
arrested.
She'll get out in about 18 years. And tell you what, 18 years from when she was in that movie, she's still hot.
That's true. Who's your nominee?
Liz Hurley.
Oh, crap. We got a tie.
All right. Coin flip. Who's got a quarter?
I don't know. Does anybody have it? I don't. That's fine. Well, I guess they'll just both jointly win together.
They'll tag team.
Liz Hurley and the mom. All right.
That is a movie I want to see.
So it's time to render our final verdicts. We've gone over this movie from every possible angle. And now it's time to marry the objective and the subjective, whether it was a well-made, competently made, written, objectively good film, and then how we felt about it, right? Whether we enjoyed it or not. And so because Bob is randomly, weirdly, on the other side of the table from
Yeah,
where you usually go last, but now you go
This
first.
is my fat side of my
So
body.
it's all good. You have the floor. What are your final thoughts on Passenger 57?
It's an on in the background movie.
Okay.
So I'm going to go with bad movie that rules.
All right. So one of
Yeah.
those that you throw on in the background.
Throw it on in the background. Yeah. I remember I enjoyed it when I was younger and I enjoy it still today.
That's a great classification for this movie.
Yeah, it's a background movie.
Yes.
So
All right. Fair enough. I love that, man. Jason Ryan says, first time seeing this, and I think it's a good movie. I love a good action movie, and I'm surprised it took me this long to see it. I've enjoyed the action and one-liners. It's your standard 90s action flick and would not have a problem watching it again. Thanks again for all the work you guys put into the podcast. Jason, thank you for all the work you put into these awards, man. Good. I love the good movie poll from Jason on Passenger 57.
I do.
Like what you like, man.
I love the saxophones.
Yes. They came in hard and fast. Like, hold on. There's not a saxophone-worthy scene in this movie. What are we doing?
Yeah.
Mel, you have the floor. Final thoughts.
Bad movie that rules. And
even with all the airplane nonsense,
you know, here's the thing. It wasn't slow at all.
No.
There was no downtime in this movie. There was no wasted time. There was nothing. I mean, there was a couple little things of bullshit, but
certainly not. Yeah.
Forgive me for that.
No,
but
it's okay.
this I mean, I don't really like it, but it was objectively pretty good.
Okay, fair enough. Donnie Miles says the best thing this movie had going for it is that it was filmed in Orlando, and I recognized tons of my hometown landmarks. But from the get-go, this had a TV movie of the week written all over it. The acting's ridiculous. Music is awful. And Michael Jackson as the lead stewardess was very unconvincing. Yes.
Oh, sorry, Alex. What's your ambiguous name?
Charles Rain is not insane. Perhaps not, but he's boring as hell.
Wow.
The movie telegraphs every single move, including the fight scenes, which are abysmal, except for the one where I think somebody got dick kicked to death. I like Wesley Snipes a lot, but this movie did him no favors. There are no signature fights or scenes, and the one line they tried to make his tag, always bet on black, is led into by a long dramatic camera zoom, and I physically cringed. The perfect encapsulation of this movie is the bad guy's lackey climbing up the Ferris wheel, chasing Wesley. Why? He's not going anywhere. It's a Ferris wheel. Just like that scene, this movie left me wondering why. Bad movie. Hard take from Donnie Miles.
I mean, Donnie, you're not wrong.
I respect the hell out of that take. Great stuff. Madela, final thoughts.
This is a bad movie, and it was a really fun movie to watch. It rules hard.
Hard.
Yeah.
Love it. We had a good time watching it.
Yeah.
Right? I think I think it was a benefit to watch it with somebody.
It's a really fun movie to watch with other people, yeah.
For sure.
My wife keeps rejecting watching movies with me on the podcast.
Gotcha.
I'm like, it's got Wesley Snipes in it.
So she's smart.
And she just said, no thanks.
Yeah, she just said no thanks. I'm
All
like,
right.
do you just sit with me and watch this? She goes, no.
No, don't want to. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Charlie Francois says, objectively, this should be a good movie. It passes the bar, sometimes barely on all counts, acting, writing, camera, mise en scene. It's not stellar, but it's good. still, I'll be giving this one a bad movie that rules rating. Let me explain. I love when you do this, man. It ticks all the boxes that we love. Cliche writing, over-the-top acting, dead simple plot that kind of holds together but kind of doesn't. Good fight scenes, cheesy 90s music. It's all just done so well that it actually is good but not great. I enjoy this one. I would watch it again, and I think being a top 10 BMR is much better and much more deserved for this movie than being a bottom 10 good movie. I get what you're saying here, Charlie.
Yeah.
I agree. One thing to point out, though, they tried too hard to give some depth to the characters. What was that about Charles Rain doing face surgery and his father? And how did his girlfriend's death even affect John Cutter's character? Why does everyone know him so well? How does he land such a prestigious job? These are the exact questions I'm asking, Charlie. All of these plot points were opened, never closed, and never contributed a damn thing to the story. Also, I love the custom painted Lockheed and the flying shots. That plane looked awesome. Charlie, thank you, man. That's a lot of BMRs. One good movie, one straight up bad movie. I think Donnie nailed it when he said this felt like a TV movie of the week. Mm-hmm. It was shot with that. And I know it's at a $15 million budget, but it felt like a lower budget movie.
It felt like you were watching Assault on Devil's Island or Thunder in Paradise.
Right, like something that was shot for NBC or something.
Like this should have been a Baywatch movie.
Yeah, or something. So it felt cheap. Mm-hmm. And I think it's unfair that they did that to Snipes, but I also understand that studios have to take less risk when it's not a bankable star. Like they know if it's an Arnie movie or Stallone movie, at that time, they know they're going to print money. Mm-hmm. And they don't know that's going to happen with Snipes. They ended up making $66 million off the thing.
Yeah.
So he proved himself and went on to do many more of these things. But I don't think they did him any favors. So I think it's a chintzy version of what it could have been. And so I think the movie objectively suffers for it and is bad, even though there are things in it that shine. Some of the dialogue is really good. There's or at least memorable, which is all you can ask for. It's not vanilla. Some of the fighting is better than others. I think Snipes.
It's like butter pecan ice cream.
Yeah, Snipes comes off as a good martial artist.
Yes, Snipe like all the martial arts that we have covered throughout this entire show.
But they didn't fight. He didn't fight anybody that helped him out in any way, or like was equally up to the task.
If they should have threw Michael Jai White in this movie,
that would have been great. But ultimately, I do think it's a bad movie that rules. It's a fun movie, background movie, nailed it. So many people great takes today. I think everybody's right, and even Donnie's right.
Yeah,
if you hated it, if you loved it, you thought it was a good movie, like what you like, guys. But I think personally, for me, it's objectively a bad movie, but I think it rules, and I enjoyed it.
I like this better than I like the new Netflix movie that everyone's raving about.
Which one's that one? The Hitman. Oh, with Glenn Powell.
That is great.
I did not like it.
I haven't seen it, but everybo's talking about it.
Oh, it's great.
Should I see it?
Yes. Oh, yeah, go ahead, see it.
Yeah, watch it.
It's a very well-made movie.
Okay.
It's not like, at the end of it, I was just like,
I hear you.
It's partially based on a true story.
that part was cool. I dig that part.
Oh, cool.
Glenn Powell was great.
Yeah.
He
he
also
was great.
co-wrote the screenplay.
Oh, nice.
The cop, the long-haired cop, he was great too. It's just for some reason, I looked at my wife and I'm like, nah, I don't need to watch this again.
All right.
But I'm not saying it's not a bad. We got what I'm saying. What am I trying to say here?
I think for you it would be a bad movie because I think a BMR is, or maybe it's a good movie that sucks for you.
Yeah, it's a good movie that sucks.
Because you would never want to watch it again.
Right. It's a very well-made, good movie, but I didn't get the hype.
All right.
That's all.
Perfect. Well, we're going to march onward towards next week, and that means we have to awaken DH9K to find out what movie we're going to be talking about next week. And so let's go ahead and do that now. DH9K, are you active?
Hello, my name is DH9K, and I am ready for query.
Great.
Stop saying your name, DH9K. We know who you are.
Will you please don't piss her off?
Don't disrespect.
This rogue AI could kill us all if she wanted to.
Oh, it's already happening everywhere else.
All right, listen. She will mess with you, dude. I'm telling you.
Bring it.
Uploading Bob's search history to the internet now.
You see what you've done? You see what you've done? Great.
Hot babes in yoga pants. Hot moms in yoga pants.
Now everyone's going to see Bob's search history.
Hot moms playing tennis and sorry.
What are you doing with my search history?
You're the manimal, yet I seem to be more of a man than you are, Bob.
That's probably accurate. It's probably accurate. Thanks.
All right. It's why you don't make her mad. Okay.
I mean, she's
all right.
She can't understand normal thinking.
What are we watching next week, DH9K?
Next week you will be watching Boondock Saints starring Willem Dafoe.
All right. That's like, I haven't seen that movie in forever. I used to watch the crap out of it.
There's a third one coming.
Shut your face.
Troy Duffy's not a part of it. Don't worry.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I let the cat out of the bag already, but when I saw the second Boondock Saints movie, do you remember my reaction? I was like, this is the biggest pile of crap I have ever
It's like written by a 13-year-old.
And I was so excited for the second one.
The action was good, but yeah, it was whoever wrote it, like the dialogue, I'm like, oh my.
A 13-year-old.
Yeah.
Right. All right. Well, anyway, thank you, DH9K.
DH9K, what's Madeline's search history?
I don't think we want to know.
I do want to know.
I don't understand. I am just a simple robot.
You just said you uploaded my search history.
She's still mad. Are you still mad at me?
Why don't you go and IT something smart guy?
Wow.
All right. Just like that.
She just told you to go plug in your own USB and your own USB slot.
Right? I guess an elephant never forgets.
DH9K, do you find Mel sexy?
Yes.
Oh.
It's the mustache.
It's got to be. Is it the mustache, DH9K?
Yes.
Oh, see? You're right. Well, thank you for finally giving us,
Automated bitch.
I don't. Dude, I'm shutting her down immediately. Good night, DH9K. Bro.
Dude.
You are going to get us killed.
We're going to be fine. We got the Conan sword.
Yeah, you're going to be fine until everybody sees your freaking search history.
IRS contacts you like, you owe us $70,000.
Long story short, tune in next week for Boondock Saints. I think Mr. Mise-en-Scene himself is going to be here.
Oh, my God.
For that one. We're going to have Kurt Mummer, I think, in the house. I'm
Kurt
stabbing in the dark here on this one, but I think that's what's happening. So we'll get everybody in for some Boondock Saints, and it'll be a good time.
I can't wait. This was Ryan's favorite movie.
Oh, is it?
One of his favorite movies.
Oh, no.
Great. Well, tune in next week for that's going to be off the rails. In the meantime, on behalf of the Manimal, don't ignore what she said. You are the Manimal, Bob Hauser, Mel Vandy, and Ryan Madela. I'm James Hauser. Thank you for listening.
Boondock Saints is a bad movie anyway.
Stop! What are you talking about?
It's a bad movie.
The original?
It's overrated. Willem Dafoe is awesome.
Well, we'll talk about that next week. But for now, we're still on a plane with Wesley Snipes, and he's nut kicking the guy out the window.
Fly hard.
Let's fly the hardest.
Fly harder, Stairway Man.
You think you fly hard? I fly harder.
Live free or fly hard.
Fly hard. Fly hard with a vengeance.
Looks like a good day to fly hard.
At least there were no snakes on this plane.
Oh, thank God.